Hello? Is that working? I may just have to not just I may have to just I usually have like a USB hub thing. I feel like now I sound really loud. I feel self-conscious. Let me turn myself down a little bit. Is that better? Why do I feel like now Genshin's even louder for some reason? I feel like we had gotten Genshin to a good noise level, and then it went, like, really loud. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe we just have to adjust our actual desktop audio. Maybe Genshin Impact is gonna be loud as heck. So let's see. Well, we're gonna play around with the audio for a little bit. I think it's good now? I hope so. What's back to too loud? Huh. Maybe that's something I have to do in the settings. Let's turn all of this down.
Paimon coming in! Paimon coming in! Is this level okay? Can you hear Paimon?
Is that a... Is that a... Yeah, we think this is better. Let's just in case, let's turn the sound effect down. For some reason, I think the sound effect was like really loud. Let's go adventuring. Let's go take Chongyun for a walk. In terms of Genshin Impact characters, outside of like the pervasive female, louder than the game, I mean, I feel like I'm always louder than stuff. How's this? Is this better?
Squall Fury.
How are we thinking these levels are sounding? Hello, welcome. I'm trying to adjust my audio. We're gonna do my dailies and I think a quest. Not like a... Well, I do have store requests to do, but We could do actual quests. Today's variety day, so it's whatever I feel like. We actually don't even have to do out. No. You want to be louder? Okay, I mean, is this level's good? I don't know. Tell me. Or don't. I'll figure it out. When I watch the video, like 3 hours later, and be like, oh god, no one can hear me. I think it's an okay level, though. I'm trying to figure out the delay. I normally don't have this much. I only have like a... I don't know how much I set the delay for, but... It's usually not that bad.
The wind
Okay,
rises.
that's fair. It's not you, it's Twitch. Okay, I mean, yeah, no, I mean, I know it normally, like, delays a percentage. It's supposed to, but, we'll start doing
Quick,
actual
follow me.
stuff in a moment. You know... Let's just stick with this for now, and I guess we'll go with it. I might be drowned out by the combo. My worry is that, like, I've been around. I get kind of loud. Well, we can check the settings again. We can just do the audio. We can turn the sound effects down to, like, 1. We can turn the overall... what about overall volume to 3? Make noises, Wanderer.
Behold.
You're gonna have to deal with my mouse ASMR as well.
Follow
Sorry,
me.
not sorry for that one. It's good? Okay,
Spawn
well,
Fury.
we'll see. We're gonna do... I'm set, I hope so. Otherwise, it's gonna be a 3-hour
forth.
session of me adjusting volume.
A touch of frost. Submit for judgment.
My brain's distracted and I don't have any water monsters. The game is lagging a ton? It could be that Genshin is a little bit too good with the model on. But volume otherwise is still good, right? Yeah, I might have to PNG the game. There could be a few settings. We can turn it down to lower settings, perhaps.
Burst forth. One with my blade.
Let's go back to our settings. I've done a video with Genshin, but I've never, like... Well, we're already on low, right? Environment detail. Let's try that on lowest, perhaps. Oh, well, thank you. Let's go low. Let's go low on all of these, and, I don't even know what the heck subsurface scattering is. Anti-aliasing? What does that do? How are we looking? How are we looking so far? Is it better? I don't think it is. Let's go check that out. Why am I losing the graphics tab? Off? Is it off? Do I just turn it off? I could just turn some of these things off, right?
Heart be pure. Evil be erased.
There's also
Mind
that,
be purged. World be... I always forget that last part.
Yeah? Are you sure? Well, I mean, we won't know till we start, like, you know, going at some stuff, so I guess we'll go find some things to attack. It's a bit more rough, but the lag is gone. I mean, it is what it is. I expected something like this in terms of, Also, how's the mouth looking? I adjusted how the opening, so I'm not just the whole time. I realized that I talk a lot faster than the sensitivity on the last time was gone. It looks a lot better. That's good. I'm hoping it looks better. Let's go do some stuff and see how that's looking. See if we can balance it out. Like, I'm not above just going PNG on stuff. I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm used to just doing, like, stuff like... Yu-Gi-Oh's very low intensity. very low intensity.
Ha! Spirit Blade! Attack! Ka! Come into being! Ka!
Looks like you smile more now? Oh, well, I mean, I smile. I actually smile a lot when I talk. I think it just... I was too busy, like... I was talking so fast that I think it was
Too late for regrets.
focusing more on my mouth being open than registering the smile. Like, I don't know how it, I don't know how... You know, the programs upon that amount. I'm not even looking at the gameplay, so sorry if this gameplay looks really bad. Just thinking right now. Yeah, I actually smile a lot when I talk. It's just when I'm talking the whole time and it's like having my mouth completely open, it's not going to keep track of that. It's too busy going, the whole time, like, aww. That's what it was the other day. It was just, aww, straight the whole time, so. I'm gonna do my dailies, and then, I have the event going on that I need to do, and I figure, you know what, might as well just do it on stream, and we can do one afterwards. Do some one afterwards, you know? Two birds. We like doing multiple birds with one stone.
The wind rises.
It's so hard for me to keep up with Genshin. There's some days where I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't even want to do the daily today. Like, what's it gonna do? Kill me? Like, I don't do like the Vulcan stuff, so it's not the end of the world to me personally if I don't log in every day. Like, I guess if I want to make the most of my free to play
How amusing.
gameplay life, I'm not even looking at
Unsightly
this screen.
insects.
It's a lot, you know. Like, there's so many world quests I haven't finished. I haven't finished so many world quests. I'm not even looking at the screen. I'm looking at the screen, but I'm not registering what's happening. I'm just clicking buttons, thinking about stuff I want to do. Talking to whoever's here, that's what's happening right now.
Burst forth.
Yeah, it's my... Yeah, let me know if anything is up with anything.
Quit following me.
We'll do some Genshin. We'll try to do the thing. Let me drink some water. We'll try to do the we'll try to do that quest. I got some fishy friends on the screen because I don't need people knowing my information. So don't mind that.
Squall and fury.
And then probably do some art, but it's Variety Day. I think I'm gonna just designate Variety Day to doing whatever the heck I want. How's this? Is this better? Does this make a difference? Yeah, in terms of like my personal audio. I don't know if that, yeah, okay, well, anyway, so like related to this quest, I started clicking through the dialogue, but I guess the other day, we finally clicked the right answer to start like a deeper story for one of these NPCs. My quests are in Mondstadt because I was trying to get an achievement, and then I never turned it off because it was easy. Actually, to be honest, audio balance is good. Yeah? Okay. That's good, that's good.
The wind rises.
Head to a designated location. That's very... Huh. Okay. Mod duties just ended. Hello, how are you doing today, Icon Ghost? I'm doing my Genshin dailies. You have your audio max. You can hear me perfectly. Should I turn my audio, like... Should I be concerned? Should I, like, not... Should I raise it up so that you don't, like... I don't know. I don't want people to, like, have to, like, burn their ears to hear me, or... Hello, Donnell.
Too slow.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, I hope. Pretty good? I'm doing pretty good. Oh, let me double check something really quick. I'm trying to figure out, we're trying to get Genshin Impact to run. Cell phones can be quieter. That's fair, yeah. I mean, I think also it's a matter of, like, whether or not you,
Come into being.
So, like, sometimes I'm really lazy and I don't plug my, like, earbuds in when I'm you know, just online. And I know, that makes some things, like, it's louder than it normally is, even when it's, like, low.
Squall and fury.
Fun of becoming a streamer. Many trials and tribulations. I think I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Donnell? And I think we're just playing Genshin.
The wind rises.
Yeah, I waited 2 years for Wanderer to come out. He showed up in the event, and I'm like, well, I'm saving. You know what? To each their own and to each their own pace. I don't think, I mean, I don't know. I did streaming because I'm like, I see a lot of my friends do it. I'm like, well, let's try it out, you know, let's try it out. Eggplant.
Squall and fury.
I'm not sure the meaning of the eggplant, but thank you for your support. I appreciate it.
The wind rises.
I'll consider it moral support. But yeah, I waited like 2 years, and my friends were like, well, you'll never know when he'll come out. I'm like, yeah, well, I'll have all my stuff ready for when he does come out. And so I rolled, and I won the 50-50, and then I've never rolled for another character weapon until Wanderer, so I have his weapon. I haven't built him, so don't look at him.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
The auto mod is, whoa, that angle was crazy. Look at this angle. Sorry, I'm distracted. The auto mod was saying, screw it is a bad word, so...
Thank you for completing today's commissions.
I'll let it through.
Here is your reward.
It's not as heinous as it thinks it is. What do you even stream? I mean, I don't know.
Fury.
At this point, I'm just doing stuff I want to do, and hopefully people don't mind that I'm just doing whatever I want to do. That's my plan, at least. Hopefully people don't mind that I'm just doing whatever. Hello, Floki, how are you? How's it down where you are? What time is it where you are? I don't know, I forgot the time zone conversion. You just woke up? It'd be like that. Let's go play Fungus Mechanicus. It's just past 12 PM. That's not that bad of a schedule. That's pretty good. I know people who don't wake up till like around this time, my time. Albeit, yeah, they are more of like the graveyard shift kind of people, but I feel like everybody has their own lifestyle, so to be like, oh, I didn't wake up until X hour, it's like, well, if you normally wake up at that time, I don't think that's that weird, you know? Why did I go to Leeway? Why did I go to Leeway? Hopefully going to Port Almost. 4 p.m. Future human. Whenever you went to bed until 5 a.m. You're debating on finally playing Elden Ring? You know, I've heard a lot of things about Elden Ring. All very good things. I don't even know if I could run Elden Ring. I also have a slight fear of playing anything that, like, involves any kind of, like, skill.
Swollen
Any
fury.
kind of skill that's
Upon
not
the
like a
gale.
COD game. Because we are not the most skilled gamer. Be like, what am I watching? And I'm like, suffering. You're watching suffering. I'm glad the tracking's better though. I'll try to keep it optimal. I will say though that you probably won't see me blink, and it's because of the It's not because I'm crazy. It's because of the reflection on my glass. Well, it's not even just Souls games. So I have, like, a long time ago, somebody was like, they came over with, like, the Steam Deck or whatever, back when that first came out, and they're like, hey, guess what? We can, we can play Cuphead on this. We can play Cuphead. I was at another, individual's house, and they were like, let's play Cuphead. You wanna, Santon, you wanna come play Cuphead with us? And I'm like, Cuphead? What's that? And it's when it first came out. So, like, I didn't make it past the tutorial. There was, like, this one part, and I'm like, okay, I can't play this game. You guys are gonna have to just play this without me. I'm gonna sit on the floor and, like, watch it. Yeah, the lobster skin, the eyes will stare into the soul, and know your very existence and fate. You know? Yeah, I have some kind of soul. I don't know if you could register it as human. Stage information. Let's read some information. Upside down. From the land where people glow in Chunda. Yeah, so I'm like, from my perspective, it's like, okay, well, not that Cuphead isn't challenging, but considering that, like, most people can at least do the basics and get past the tutorial, I think I'm going to lose really hard. Really, really hard to, I mean, I only have these two fungi, right? I don't have a choice. Bloodborne kicked you so hard, you're excited for Elden Ring. Yeah, I don't know. But then I, like, I've seen, like, clips of people play Cuphead too sometimes, and I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, as long as people are having fun, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. Um, how exactly? Wait. Can I go back? I think I might actually need to read this gameplay tutorial. Oh god. You guys want to help me name my fish later, by the way? I'm gonna have 3 sets of overlays for Genshin, so you're not looking at the same fish each time. So today we got an eel, the clownfish, and a lobster. And I'm gonna, like, cycle it around with some different animals later when I draw them. I don't know if they actually need names, but I think that might be a fun activity to do with everyone. It's on the screen. It's the ones covering the screen right now. The fish can be Chat. Okay. Chat, you're the fish. I'm obviously the lobster. You know, speaking of chat representations, I saw someone that had, like, a really cool... wait, what? What's happening? What's happening? Wait, what? 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 I don't understand. I don't know what's happening. Oh my god. Is this what Teamfight Tactics is like? Is this what auto chess is? I've never played auto chess before. I've never played TFT before. I made a solemn vow not to play. Because I got mad at my friend for ignoring me by playing it IRL. I've been squirted. No, don't squirt me. No. I don't like the squirt gun. I like getting wet on my own terms. Is it salt water? Is it fresh water? Hello, Alex. How you doing today? Yeah, the Genshin Impact just introduced Teamfight Tactics. Okay, slight other story. The reason why I don't play Teamfight Tactics. Okay, so let's go a long line of history down for Riot Games. Let's not even start this turn, okay? But we're gonna go on a rant right now. We're gonna go on a rant. So Dota 2, right? Dota 2 was based off of a mod, okay? Well, the original Dota, and then they made Dota 2, right? League of Legends is based off of Dota 2, right? And then Riot Games' second game they release, okay, like Teamfight Tactics, is just based off of a mod from Dota. Like, Riot Games, what is? You had 10 years to beat Riot Games with an S, and the second game you release isn't even the Hearthstone clone. It's a copy of the Dota mod. Anyways, yeah, Riot ran, right? Rito. Yeah, so that's why I've never played TFT. I'm sure this is a little bit different because, like, obviously they make some changes. I'm pretty sure you don't even touch anything in TFT, but, like, I don't even know what I'm doing. There's thingies on the screen where I can move even closer? Oh my god. This takes too much micromanaging. What is this, StarCraft? Well, that's why they got picked up by China, because they're like, wait a second, you do the exact same thing we do. But that's the last I'll say about that part. I don't really want to talk too much about Riot and about the acquisition of game companies by foreign markets. You know what I mean? I mean, you can talk about it if you want. I'm not gonna talk about it. Like, I'll comment upon it, but I'm not gonna really say too much because it is what it is. You know, it's a thing. You're welcome to speak about it, and anything on the terms of retail is fair game. Let me make these little things cool. I kind of like this actually. I didn't know what was happening before, but it's kind of cute. I don't like watching them do stuff. Teamfight Tactics is not fun unless you know all the heroes and you don't know anymore. I mean, I've unfortunately been a League of Legends player for a long time, so I've had my breaks, of course, but like I'll know most of the characters, and even then, I don't know if I'd have the enjoyment from it. If other people enjoy it, I mean, all for it. You know, you play what you like to play. Don't let people judge you. You know. Well, okay, there are some exceptions, but relatively speaking, even most things with some level of like controversy tends to have. I don't know. I'm not gonna go too hard into this. For the most part, just do what you enjoy as long as it's not like negatively affecting other people in like a very extreme way. You know, my friend went to LCS up in San Fran. Yeah, they went to go watch LCS up in San Fran. I'm like, you know what? Maybe that's something I might want to write down in one of my things, but I don't know if I would ever be able to go to like a more hyped final. Like, I guess, you know what? We can continue to talk about Riot Games. We're just not going to talk about the acquisition of gaming companies in foreign markets. That aside, the most recent Worlds is probably like the best Worlds that happened in the past like 5 years. And I don't think there will be like a single like more hyped Worlds final that you'll ever watch, at least like on the American stage, because I feel like by the time Worlds is ever hosted in America again, you know, it was really good. Like, this is the best that SK, like, I hadn't kept up with LCS in a while, but my friend, they went to me and they're like, hey, you need to start watching some of these older games. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, this world is crazy. I'm like, it can't be that crazy, right? They're like, no, you don't understand. Like, this world is insane. So I went to go watch the world's, like, VODs, and I was like, oh my god, you're kidding me. Like, it was crazy. Like, what season was it? It was so good. Like, the two teams that play, like I've never seen SKT play this well in like so many years. It was crazy. And like the last Worlds was anime, okay? So, spoilers, the last two teams that go into Worlds, there's Faker, right? And then there's this ADC on the enemy team who, guess what? He went to the same high school as Faker. And now here they are, two faded high school rivals battling it out on the world stage. It was like a literal anime. Like, the games were crazy. It was so intense. Like, even the games leading up to it was, like, spoilers. SKT pulls off this crazy, like, I forget if this was in the final or before the final, but SKT pulls off this crazy, it's like the fastest Baron you have ever seen in Worlds. It was, I'm not gonna tell you guys who wins, but you go watch, like, the VODs for it. Go watch, I forget what the name of the other team was, other than SKT, but, like, if you watch, like, the semi-finals up to the finals, like, for both teams, the matches were crazy, and I'm like, what season is this? Like, this is, you know, if you knew the world was gonna be that good, the ticket prices would have been insane. Obviously, you wouldn't know, but it was really cool. Like, it was an experience. I've never felt that excited to watch a world since, like, I don't know, I guess maybe it was the year that Samsung White won. That was crazy. The year that Samsung White won, like, that was... I usually only watch, like, the last few bits because I don't have time to keep up with the whole shebang, but it was something. It was really something. Do the thing, Bongo Head. Also, you know, now that we're playing Fungus Mechanicus, can you believe that Paimon made us name this thing Bongo Head and we had no option? Like, if there was a whole event that involved these little mushroom guys, and I guess now they're reusing the models because, like, you know, they might as well. And, like, these little mushroom guys, we were supposed to, like, tame them and name them like Pokemon. And Paimon, like, was gonna let us, like, name these, and we had, like, 3 name options. Like, one of the name options for the fire one was Retribution, like Retribution. And when it came to the water one, like, all 3 options were just Bongo Head. I'm like, I don't even get a choice, it's just Bongo Head. Yeah, Samsung White was really good. Like, him is probably one of, like, to date, probably one of my favorite, like, ADCs and, like, favorite professional players. I think he's finally back after a long time, but I know he had left the stage for a while. I think the other crazy one was FPX, or Phoenix. The story behind it's really funny, because what happened is, was he the top laner or the ADC? I think it was the top laner. There's this guy named Doinby. And he was gonna quit playing professionally, but he had a girlfriend, I think now wife, who's a model, by the way, a Chinese model. And she told him, like, no, you gotta believe in yourself. Go and play in this world championship. Like, just give it one last year. And the last year that he played, he's about to quit. He takes the words of his, loving partner to heart, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna play, and do my best, and they end up winning the world championship. And then the real kicker is when he gets to choose his skin for a champion, he picks Malphite, right? And when people interview him, they're like, why'd you pick Malphite? Like, you know, he's such a weird character. Why'd you pick Malphite above people? He goes, well, I wanted, you know, I wanted my wife to be able to use the skin. And anyone can play Malphite. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. That's... That man just BM'd his wife in an interview. Like, good for him. I'm glad that they have a very supportive relationship, but, yeah. Fungus Mechanicus. What am I supposed to be doing? Am I supposed to end this somehow? Does this just keep going forever? Or... I think I've just been on repeat, retrying because I'm not like actually thinking about it. I'm so sorry for this repetitive gameplay. I've been talking about League of Legends. Don't get me started on League of Legends. It's not a good thing. I get stuck on my League Boomer rant and then it keeps going. So I usually try to like never bring up the topic of League of Legends because otherwise I'll go off for like I'll keep going off. There's so much I could say about League of Legends. It is fun to talk about. I like doing the League Boomer thing where you look back on the quote-unquote good old days, you know? Let's talk to our shroom buddies. Hello, Bongo. Now we have the actual in-game music. Come on, Kindle Joy, let's dance with the Bongo Head. Yeah, the good old days. I go all League Boomer. Yeah, we're here. How's things going with the Fungus Mechanicus? We should play it every day. Oh yeah. No, he was retire lift, but then someone reached out to him, I think, and then asked if he could come back, and he's like, well, no, I think he explained it. It's either someone reached out to him or like he was watching like the most recent Worlds or something, and he was like, man, like, I can do better. And then he decided to go play, like, I think he took some time off and he was afraid that he'd be really bad because he took time off. And then he went, like, into ranked and he's like, you know what, no, we're gonna go at it again. Oh, he did actually retire for a little bit. I don't know if he meant it to be, like, a full retirement or, like, or whatever, but let's look at the event details. Not— oh my god, 50 primos? We're rich. We're so rich right now. Look at this, 50 whole primos. 6th place is pretty good. Let's play Fungus Mechanicus. This time I will pay attention, so we are not playing the same thing over and over again. Why does it recommend the Earth one? I guess we'll play with it, but I'm wondering why it recommends the Earth one. We'll never know. Yeah, let's get all these primo gems, and then we can do something perhaps more stimulating. Because this is allegedly so unstimulating that I can't even realize I was playing the same stage over and over again for like a hot minute. Oof, that was interesting. Get over there. you go over here. Go attack him. I don't want to do all this micromanaging. This takes too much effort. Cloud9 and FlyQuest? Isn't FlyQuest that company that used to host, like... Wasn't it just a website that hosted, like, small tournaments? Have they always been an esports organization? I don't know, so, you know, don't be... Not to be rude to them, I just have no idea. Oh no, Shroom Buddies, run! Run! Oh, this is too much micromanaging for my liking. I left this in, like, the early 2010s. Stock. I don't need this again. That's right, I'm gonna be pressing tab to bring up my VPN. Shroom Buddies, run! Move! Move! All of you move. Why are you not attacking? Attack. Ugh, so hard. It's not actually that hard, it's just more like tedious. Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact, folks. Oh my god, I clicked retry. That's it, we're doomed, we're doomed, we're so doomed. Get me out of here. I'm gonna never recover from this. Let's see. Afterward? What's afterward? There's already an afterward? We haven't even finished all the little thingy things yet. I'm gonna drink some water. Okay. Collect all free stuff. We got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's like 400 primos. That's pretty good. Interesting. They suggest two fire. I think this should be. Man. Ah, back in the day. Well, we're gonna hopefully end the League Boomer chapter for tonight. Yeah, get him, all of you, get him. Bongo head, no. You need to heal your allies. Get over there. Bongo head, get over here. This is so much micromanaging. Also, don't you think it's crazy? So, like, still, I guess, semi-related to League of Legends, but, like, just imagine that, like, you did something, right? You did something, and it was so, like, influential to the game that people name it after you. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, Expecte, Insect. Like, isn't that so crazy that there are, like, legitimate maneuvers in the game? Hello, Mino. Thank you again. I appreciate you letting me know that you're still here. But yeah, I think that's really cool. Oh no, hurry, heal our other mushroom. A Peke back will ever live in our hearts, just like Ryu versus Faker being... Oh my god, yes. Can you believe that they set up a grudge match on that one? Can you believe that they set up the grudge match and then Faker's like, oh yeah, you know, I figured I'd let him win this time. Ugh, the League Grand's not going away. I will say one thing about Faker, the man's like kind of hilarious sometimes. So like a few worlds ago when they put out like the Rise song, you know? You know the one, the Rise song. And they had like all the different players with their little, you know, avatars. Like, not avatars, but like, you know, they were all dressed up as different champions. And so the craze, everybody else like gets their, like in the, they do a video where like all the players react to the stuff. And like everybody's thanking him, it's like, oh, thank you so much for giving me this figure that looks like me dressed as a character I'm well known for playing. And then it gets to Faker, and then Faker's like, he's holding the statue, the figure, and he's like, this doesn't look like me. And everybody else is like, oh, thank you so much, thank you so much. And he's like, this doesn't look like me. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Just imagine that, you know? A multi-million-dollar company that you play games for professionally, like, made a custom little, like, figure, like, an actual, like, plastic figure modeled after you, like, someone, like, drawn representation of you. And then you get it, you look at it, and you're like, this doesn't really look like me. Ridiculous. Feels crazy. Well, no, it's one of those things where, like, they kept reworking Rise because they couldn't understand that, like, he's not a bad character. He just takes, like, his skill, the skill that it takes to actually play him is, like, too high for the average player, and that should be okay. That should be okay to have characters in games like that. Like, they were really trying hard to make him be, like, a popular character. That's what they were trying to do with the rework, I think, and then they realized it was too strong. They had to press the, like, screw it, go back button, you know? And they had to do that, like, multiple times with multiple people, because, like, they just have to learn that, like, not everybody can be, you know... Not everybody can be, Some people play Garen, that's all I'm gonna say. Some people play Malphite and Garen, and that's okay. Young allowed to do that, you know? Well, he was always that hard to use. Well, I mean, like, yeah, I guess they took away the... No, I think... Does he still have the snare? It's not on click anymore, but, like... There should always be, like, a baseline level of skill to use most characters. I don't... This is new. This is a temporary event, and it's gonna be going away soon. Genshin does this thing where they try to copy other popular games to make people want to play the game, and then by the time they get into playing the game and they get high enough level to play the event's done in like 2 days. And then they never bring it back. Or if they do bring it back, it's on like occasion. And you don't see it very often. Hey, get back in there, what are you doing? Yeah, so they have, like, the COD game. The only thing that's, like, actually long-term is the COD game. The COD game is called Genius Invocation TCG, and that's, like, their quote-unquote endgame content. played the card game a little bit. I have to see more of it to see how I feel about it. I don't think it's necessarily bad. I think I just don't really know enough about the mechanic. I know one of my friends slash viewers, Donnell, he plays like the card game a lot. He likes it a lot. I've heard some pretty good things from my friends on the card game, so I have pretty good hopes for it. I don't think I would like to think that it's not like terribly bad. And from what I can tell, it like the few times I have played it, there's a level of like skill to it. I think I don't know how much like player expression is in the game because I haven't played it enough. But there's a lot you can do with it, and you can play with some of your favorite characters. What else is in Genius Invocation TCG? They have Pot of Greed. You play a card to draw 2 cards. You got Pot of Greed, so you know what? I think that's all the advertisement you need. They got Pot of Greed. People have tournaments, and that makes sense, I guess. Yeah, people having tournaments for Genius Invocation TCG makes sense. I think from a fundamental standpoint, it is a card game. Card games are meant to, you know, be able to do that. I've never personally witnessed it because I only actually finished doing the quest for the card game recently. I was putting it off because I have way too much other stuff to do in Genshin, but after the recent Windbloom event, at the end of the event, you were able to duel one of the in-game characters, and I'm like, oh dang, I want to duel this character, you know? So I guess I gotta finish the card game quest. You become too old for card games? I haven't played Hearthstone, so by extension I haven't played Hearthstone Battlegrounds. I know a lot of friends who play Hearthstone Battlegrounds. Oh my god, there's no recommendations. Not that I need recommendations, but I just find it interesting that, like, for once there's no recommendations. Let's see. It's fun, but just like all card games, it requires you to have a lot of cards. Special devices are present in certain stages. Command the little fungi to claim these devices. Some additional support during the channel. Interesting. It's so fun though. You love Battlegrounds? I'm glad it's something that you love. Everybody should have something they really enjoy, you know? And if you don't, I hope you find it, because, like, otherwise, life can kind of drab and dull, you know? I think if little Buddy stands here, he becomes strong. I didn't actually read what it did, so I could be wrong. We need to heal our little guys. There's music in this. There's some kind of music in this. I don't know how I feel about the music, but there's music. That's a lot of fun. Go ahead. I'll do the thing, I'll go ahead. And then you attack this one. Get like, micro man. Do it again. We'll do the thing again. Run it back. a huge board game collection? You talking like Catan type board games? Are you talking like tabletop RPG type board games? You like a Clue person? You like a Avalon person? You like a Codenames person? Or are you like guys, I have Call of Cthulhu ready to run right now? And everyone's like, we told you we don't want to play Call of Cthulhu, and you're like, but please, I spent like $100 on this box. And they're like, we're not doing it, and you're like, why? Like Catan? I am actually a really big fan of Catan. I don't get to play it often. I actually like... I'm a people watcher, so sometimes I actually like observing people play the game more than playing it because, my strategy for it is, I like to call it feast or famine. So I do not compromise, and, usually if they are losing and I'm losing and we're all equal, I just try to have the single leg up. Like the tiny centimeter up instead of having like the inch or the mile, you know. You do have Descent to Journey into the Dark and Gloomhavens. I used to do a lot of homebrew stuff actually. I'm less of a... I know people who run 5e for Dungeons and Dragons. I actually play Pathfinder. Well, I guess equivalent would be like 3.5e. I have not played the TCG. I play the actual, like... I play the, you know, the baseline. I don't play... I've never played the card game. I just play the thing itself, you feel. Go ahead, go sit on this thing. Unfortunately, I haven't. Also because I usually don't spend too much money on games, so when I do play Catan, I'm in a household that owns Catan. What are you doing? Attack this thing. Up. We've also played 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I've actually, as of recently, we went on a hiatus. Hello. Welcome, guys. I don't know what I'm doing in Fungus Mechanicus, but we're doing it to get the primo, so here we are. Hello. Thank you. I see that you are familiar with Helgar. Any Creste friends of my Creste friends are usually welcome in my book. So, I'm usually on the, you know, the fool me once, shame on you type deal. Yeah, I used to do a lot of homebrew for Pathfinder. I've been playing, someone I actually, wait, what? Where did they go? He disappeared. Oh, he's back. One of my, friends I had introduced her a while back. She actually recently got into the GURPS system, which is GURPS. The GURPS system is actually really cool. I don't think it's for everybody. I think anybody who is a big fan of, like, 4th edition or dungeon crawlings might not like it, but if you're more of a fan of, like, the roleplay aspect of it, I think GURPS is like actually a really good system for that. And I think it's also good for like people who are newer to tabletop, who are like afraid of doing all the like math on the rolls, because GURPS runs off of a 3d6 system, so you only need the 3d6. Yeah, it's called It's the GURPS system. GURPS. The GURPS system. Well, that's what she's been running. I played one of her campaigns that she had set up, and the way that like GURPS works is it's the world is set in like a kind of like a semi-modern setting for the most part, and it has like what's it called? Use your brain, use your brain, use your words. I'm trying to play Fungus Mechanicus. Get over here, little guy. It has like semi-magical settings usually, so the idea is that there's like different gardens for magical things all over the world, and magic is kind of like hidden from people and most of society for like regular humans. Go do the heal thing. Go do the heal thing. Are you doing the heal thing? I hope you are. And so, like, a lot of the stories usually, like, I don't know what the average campaign is like, but, like, the campaign we were doing is kind of like, we were going to help out a garden, and how we found the garden is, some jackalopes escaped from the garden. So the whole point of the garden is, like, it's usually hidden away from regular human society, and it's like a safe haven for, like, magical creatures, especially ones that aren't, like, either aren't sentient or can't communicate with humans for the most part. What's with this line? What's with this? You see this Lux ultimate happening? So it's really interesting, actually, and so the way I structure a lot of my campaigns back in Pathfinder, I'm the kind of person that gives you a lot of EXP for milestones rather than combat. Like, I'll still have combat scenarios, but I think it's just, you know, I think people who can disarm a situation should also equally be rewarded for stuff. Hello, hello, Momoko, and say hello to DJ Sika for me. We are playing Genshin. We're doing the event to get some primos, and I was telling everybody about my adventures in the GURPS system, so that's what we were doing at the GURP role-playing tabletop system. I was telling them about not too many details, just like kind of what the setting is like for that kind of. We're using the ice one, right? Yeah, let's use the ice one. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you two stopping by. So, where was I? Right, so it's like a semi-magical setting, so I don't know what the average GURPS campaign is like, because I'm not super familiar with the thing, but it allows for a lot of customization. And GURPS is like it's kind of like a point buy, but it's not really in the way that you think it is. Oh no, one of my shrooms went down. Oh, that is not good. What I get for being distracted. Well, hopefully we'll be fine with the shroom down, otherwise, okay, I think it's actually, like, testing me. It's actually testing me. Like, I can't just sit here and, like, not, do anything. Oh no, we're going down, we're going down. Yeah, 5e... 5e is beginner-friendly in some ways. We're probably gonna have to restart this one, actually. I will say Pathfinder looks pretty daunting, but I think it's actually pretty easy to understand for beginners. I've had a lot of beginners start in Pathfinder and like translate pretty well into 5e. I haven't had too many, but like, you know, like at least 3. Yeah, I'm more of a roleplay person. I'm like a people watcher. I'm into the roleplay, so usually that's how I end up playing if I am a player, which is why GURPS is really nice. That my friend has been running GURPS for us because there's a lot of like roleplay to it. Is this thing healing itself? Oh my god. Yo, go catch this thing. We're probably gonna have to restart this. Materia system? Interesting. Yeah, like, at the end of the day, like, that's the whole point, is you're supposed to have fun and do what you want, so everybody has, like, different things that they enjoy, you know? Like, for me, I like the roleplay aspect, but, some people, they like the combat aspect, and some people, they just like the idea of, like, progression. And I think either way, you know, all for it, each their own, and to whatever, you know, make you, whatever is fun for you. Oh my god, it's still going, sorry, I'm actually have to micromanage this. This is the most challenging level yet. Actually it's the last level, so I guess objectively speaking, I could say that it is the most challenging level. This is crazy. Didn't expect to be using this much of my brain, to be honest. Kinda turned my brain off. Nice. I do it pretty often, to be honest. Okay. Get this thing. Do that. Get him. Get him. Do the thing. Get him. There we go. Oh my god, it's still going. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh. Forward shrooms. Oh, shoot. Move. Move, shrooms. Move. Oh my god, why is this taking up so much of my focus? I want to read what's happening in the chat. I don't want to be playing Fungus Mechanicus. Move. Move, my shroom buddy. Move. This is ridiculous. Who invented this game? I need to do it again. I need to get all the rewards. This is... oof. It's not even like that hard. I'm just leaving one. Because I want to just sit here and be like, oh yeah, let me hear all about these people playing tabletop role-playing games. Okay, so the strategy is we're gonna move Bongo Head away from danger. And go from there, hopefully. Bongo Head, run! Oh, there's danger around every corner. We can't win? We can't win. Well, we're off to a better start than last time, at least. Oh, we got that going for us. Bongo Head, attack that. Oh, shoot. Move, move, move. Click, click, click. Clicking. You stay there. I need to move you. I'm micromanaging. Oh, shit. Move, move. All of you move. Everybody move out of the way. Why? Why? Why do I have to focus on the screen? Hello, hello, welcome. How you doing tonight? Yeah, this is actually Genshin Impact. I don't want this to be the future of Genshin Impact. I don't play TFT, I don't play auto chess. Bongo Head, run. We're being targeted. Actually, wait, maybe this is the strat. Oh, never mind. That one reaches far. We need to go on the offensive. Get over there. Get over there. Ugh, using my brain. Terrible, terrible. But I hope you're doing well, Yoinky. I wish I could focus more, but this is... I need to finish the Genshin Impact event. And it's refusing to let me not use my brain, so... This is where we're at. This is my life now. Oh. Use the fire over here. Heal everyone. Do the dendro thing. Please. No, not you. I wanted to move Bongo Head. You're the Bongo Head. No. Can you believe that there's probably like another like 8 little thingies we gotta destroy? No, there's 4. There's 4. There's a thing in the corner that tells me how many there are. Oh. It is a sad reality. Yeah, this is Genshin. This is Genshin's teamfight tech. This is Genshin's auto chess. I prefer calling it auto chess over TFT because I know auto chess came first. And Riot Games just does not deserve that does not deserve the recognition. We did it. We can be done with this forever. I'm gonna drink water. I deserve water. Ugh. Terrible. I also don't do a good job of keeping up with the battle pass. I should do it more often. That counted as a domain challenge? That's crazy. I'm actually a genius. I did my domain challenges by repeating the first one over for like 5 minutes. Okay, wonderful. We did the Genshin thing. It does work. It wasn't the intention, but you know, it does work. We did the thing. Have I done my test runs yet? Let's do our test runs. Everybody can look at how pretty Shenhe is. You guys notice this trend where like Genshin Impact makes really pretty characters, but like they kind of look better off screen instead of on screen? You notice this? This is like a trend. This is a trend. Like, Mona's rarely fully on the field, Shenhe's rarely fully on the field from what I'm aware. I could be wrong, I'm not a Shenhe player. Like, I'm pretty sure the optimal way to play with the Shogun is to just not have her on the screen that often. Like, this is a trend. I'm noticing a trend.
Unleash! Do your master's bidding!
Don't
Anyone
get
else?
frostbite.
Also, okay, how does Lisa's E work? Anyone know how Lisa's E works?
Obey!
I don't play Lisa, but I've heard a lot of discourse amongst my friend group about not knowing how her E works. There's a Lisa main in the chat. I guess come in, share your knowledge with us unknowing plebeians. We know not of the library secrets. And there's this guy. And there's... Ayaka's okay. I'm not too partial to her, so I just don't have her. I would get Shenhe if I weren't already saving for Baishu.
My apologies!
Let me make this very clear. We are getting Baishu for the snake. I could care less about him as a character. I'm sure he's not that bad, but I'm emotionally invested in the snake, so let that be known.
Kamisato art! Sometsu!
Snake speaks, and I need to know the deep snake lore. The rest of you, I guess, can enjoy the eye candy of, like, all Ikemengai, but, me, on the other hand, we're in it for the snake.
Embrace the ice!
I will say that, Ayaka's skin is very pretty, though. Genshin Impact has skins. I think that's crazy. I mean, it does make money, but I think it's crazy that Genshin Impact has skins. Anyone else? Anyone else think that's crazy? Genshin Impact's got skins. I guess we should do... Well, let's try out Mika. Yeah, you know, I think it's a little bit crazy that Genshin Impact has the skins for characters. Like, I just think... like, I know it makes money, but like, dang, did not expect them to have skins, to be honest. Like... I guess at the end of the day, that's the marketing strategy. Okay, so his thingy...
Engaging.
Wait, what? Am I supposed to hold down the E? Is that how that works? How do I use the
Now's our chance.
the ultimate? Oh right, he pulls out a thing. Oh, okay, that's how that works. Very... I don't know what I was expecting, but very minimal. Very minimal.
Wings of darkness, come, sever night from day.
I like Diona a lot. I think her character design's very pretty. The look skin was pretty good, I will say. I'm not...
Can't handle your drink.
I think the only skin I would want is a Chongyun skin, and a Scaramouche skin, and okay, I want a few different skins, and I think an Albedo one would be nice. A Yelan one would be very pretty. Well, I don't even, Jean kind of technically has another skin too, cause the censorship thing, but it's very minimal. The summer skins, I don't really know how to feel about them. They're okay. Like, I know why they were made, you know, fan subs on.
Look at you, Boozehound.
As you wish, main Fräulein.
Lobster's, like, uninformed opinion on various Genshin Impact skins. I don't know. It's not bad. I like that it at least related to the event. Whereas like Lisa's was kind of out of nowhere. They're like, we need to give Lisa a skin. What do we give her? She's a teacher. What about when she wasn't a teacher? I'm like, okay, sure, Genshin Impact, sure. Oh, look, he uses the wolf hook, just like Razor. I am a Chongyun enjoyer. My friend is also a Chongyun enjoyer. He's pretty good. I don't think he's the most amazing character in the game, and I will say, I've only gotten one extra copy of him. Well, no, 2 extra copies. Every other copy I've invited from the Chinese Lunar New Year event, rather. The Lunar New Year event, I have to invite him each time. I don't know, let's go look at the... Is it in the shop? This is Lisa's skin. It's not a bad skin, it just seemed kind of like... seemed kind of random. It's her skin for when she was... Yeah, no, like, it's not a bad skin, it's just like... Ayaka's skin in the story was that, like, she was cosplaying a character from... Okay, that's the other thing, Genshin Impact has, like... has boba, and Genshin Impact has, like, manga. Well, I guess... manhwa? Because the game's made by China, but it's in Inazuma, so I guess it is manga, but
Fury.
I digress, like... So, like, the reason why Ayaka had her skin, I guess, is because, like, she was cosplaying one of the characters? So, that kind of made sense story-wise, but, like, Lisa's just like, hey guys, we gave Lisa a skin. She wasn't even involved in the story for that quest at all. I'm like, huh, that's so random. Is that not random? I think that's kind of random. We did Fungus Mechanicus. Anything else? Anything else? Let's, maybe we can finally unlock Ozda. I haven't unlocked Ozda yet. There's so many story quests I haven't done. There's so many hangout quests we haven't done. We did finish Chongyun and Diona's. we did some of Noel's and Bennett's. We haven't hung out with Male Wife, Lily Pichu, Beidou, Goro, Yushin, Ningguang. Is still locked. How do you unlock Ningguang? Oh, okay. Just the regular unlock. That's fine. Haishou, we haven't hung out with Haishou yet. Now let's go do the Yelan quest. She's pretty. Let's go hang out with Yelan. How do we do that? Let's just go here, I guess. Let's go to the story quest and like just do it. Umbralis Orchidus. Let's look for Umbralis Orchidus. Umbralis Orchidus. There we go. Navigate. Now let's go do the Yelan quest. Might as well. It's Variety Day, and we can do the Yelan quest, and maybe we'll draw some Yelan fan art. Probably not. Oh, you know what we can do? We can do art that's Genshin related, but not. I thought it would be really cute for when Baishu shows up. I draw like so people do this thing with the VTuber models often, where they just take a PNG and they stick it on top of their model because, like, you know, it's easier than like rigging a whole bunch of new stuff. And I thought it would be cute if I drew the snake.
What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion, and I don't even get a chair.
Like around my neck, just like Baishu. So maybe we can draw the snake. But let's focus on the story.
I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never have I been made to stand while I'm waiting for an appointment.
Oh, I mean, I think it's fine.
That's called being complacent. If you're happy to just accept the way things are, you'll never be able to change anything in the future.
Oh, come on. That's just... Now you're just being unreasonable.
All right, you two. Let's not get into a big argument over this. It's not worth it. Qianwei, that was a bit uncalled for. And Mingbo, cut him some slack. We've all been standing around for a while. It's natural to be getting irritable.
Am I covering the text? Let me check actually. Am I covering the text? I'm kind of covering the text. Let's scooch over a little bit.
Look, how about this? There's no rule saying we're obliged to stand up while we wait, so why don't we borrow some chairs from the guild nearby?
Fine. They're not the best quality chairs, to be sure. But under the circumstances, it would be better than nothing.
The crab is on the eel. This is peak content to me. Crab riding the eel. Okay, anyways, back to the, there we go. I entered the
all three
assessment
candidates have
with
arrived.
Yelan. We're assessing something? I started the first part of this, like, during the Lunar New Year event, the Lantern Rite, and, yeah. Well, I'm kind of missing half
We'll
the
meet them
story.
formally
Sorry,
soon.
not sorry.
Before that, let me run you through the assessment process.
I'm gonna be quiet now, because we want to hear how pretty Ari's voice actor is.
I've split it into 2 stages: current affairs and planning, and face-to-face interview. In the first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. In the second stage, we will ask them some questions in person. Writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Wow, one of them is really thick.
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is appointed as the new Tianshu will be expected to implement their plan as put forward in their manifesto. Failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, they will not be permitted to change their plan. Therefore, these 3 piles of documents in front of us represent where each candidate stands on key policy issues. There's still some time. Have a skim through, get a first impression of what each person's proposing. I'll be waiting off to the side. Just let me know when you're done.
She's so cool. We have to wait till the next morning. Well, I guess we're gonna go talk to people to check the manifesto. Zoom? Wait a second. No, they're trying to make us do the shrooms. We're on Yelan's store request game. Let's read Mingbo's manifesto. Covers domestic affairs quite comprehensively, focusing on people's livelihood. One principle seems to be the greater good means a world that works for everyone. Okay, let's look at Shili's manifesto. I'm pronouncing this really wrong, by the way, so apologies. Manifesto covers domestic affairs, foreign affairs, and checks balances, all in great detail. The focus seems to be problem solving and provides concise and clear solutions to various problems. It's so thick that you only have time to skim through it roughly. Interesting. Xian Wei's manifesto addresses many commercial issues and provides some very penetrating analysis. His view seems to be that regulations and incentives are both indispensable. Interesting. I'm gonna go check on him.
Finished, huh? What did you think?
Everyone took it very seriously.
Of course they did. They have the chance to be picked as the new Tianshu, so you can bet they're putting their best foot forward. And keep in mind, whoever gets in has to execute their plan as written. Nobody wants to have any regrets. That's for me to know and you to find out. We can talk more after the interviews. We'll see the candidates now. Let's do one at a time. Start with Chenwei.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Janwei.
Oh, so you two are the assessment officers, are you? I had assumed that given the great import of this situation, Lady Ningguang would perhaps be assessing us in person. I certainly hadn't imagined I'd be seeing two entirely unfamiliar faces.
I kinda don't like this guy.
I trust you've read through my manifesto? I'd be more than happy to clarify any details you found difficult to grasp. It was written with an expert audience in mind.
Oh yeah, I
after all.
definitely don't like this guy. He thinks that we can't read.
Mind your tone, mister.
Relax. It wasn't intended as a personal slight against anyone in particular. I was simply stating a fact.
Did you learn them from Cloud Retainer?
Cloud Retainer? You know this Adeptus? Oh, yes, I remember now. You must be the traveler that people are constantly talking about. With your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition. Perhaps you will be able to understand the concepts I have put forward.
I don't know who this guy is, so he's just talking. He's just talking. He's like, yeah, I'm a hot show. It's like, I've never met you
Is it
before.
my turn?
You're an NPC.
Yes. Please introduce yourself.
I'm, Mingbo. I work in the Ministry of Civil Affairs. I've worked there for, 9 years, 5 months, and 3 days. In that time, I've handled, 2,347 cases. I have 12 active cases at the moment. They should be concluded in, 16 days. My current work is related to urban planning, and I'm also responsible for, auditing the accounts.
He's an accountant.
To be more precise, there are 3 parts to the accounts, namely...
Is it just Paimon or...
You know what? Let's leave the self-introduction there and move on to some questions.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, we don't even know what she's asking you. Oh, wow. That's okay.
Hello. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little nervous. What would you like to know? you're here to assess me, so
This is supposed
ask
to be like
away
the
and
Goldilocks
I'll
thing where
answer
you
your
like you get the
questions to the
one
best
guy,
of my
you get the
ability.
really shy guy, and then you get like the average dude, and it's like, oh yeah, this guy's just right.
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be personally involved in many of the specific fields. How can you be sure that you have the ability to put your plan into action?
Very fair question. I completely understand where you're coming from, but I'm confident in my plan. I've visited many different places, talked to lots of people with far more expertise than myself, and my manifesto is the conclusion of these efforts. Of course, two different problems can be interconnected in very complicated ways, and you might reach two very contradictory conclusions depending on which one you're focusing on. What I've tried to do is strike a balance. In other words, present an optimal solution to all the problems as a whole.
How do you plan to determine whether you are right or wrong about your proposed solution being the optimal one?
A great question. Well, I'd start by having my colleagues and the secretaries of the Yuehai Pavilion evaluate any proposals before implementation. Post-implementation, it would all come down to the result. If it turned out that my judgment was to blame for poor results, I would take responsibility.
I don't know how I really feel about that. That's like
Nice answer. All right, next question.
I guess from like, it sounds good on paper, but it's like, he's just saying like, well, if it's wrong, it's gonna be my fault. It's just like, okay, so, hello, Rob. How you doing today? Well, there was an event in Genshin Impact, so I went to do Genshin Impact. We may or may not actually end up doing art, we'll see. And then I decided, you know what, I guess we should finish, this story quest I started.
He seems like a great guy. Everything he said was thoughtful and logical.
Yeah,
and...
meh, I don't really,
Here's my
I don't
take
really
on
like
what we
that
just
guy that
learned.
much. He seems very, I don't know, he's like that person that, like, they're not even neutral because they're actually neutral. They just stay in the neutral because they don't want to be caught having an opinion. That's just me.
As you saw, Qianwei is highly knowledgeable. He proposes many excellent ideas in his manifesto, which effectively target the
thank you
big
for
issues.
stopping by, bro. Didn't mean to talk over Yelan, but I hope you're doing well. How are you doing?
But he is very proud and incredibly stubborn. He doesn't care much about other people's feelings. Mingbo's plan is more thorough and more measured. You can tell he's meticulous in his work, very detail-oriented. But he and Qianwei are otherwise polar opposites. Mingbo is not very articulate and comes across as very timid in conversation.
Perfect summary. Paimon couldn't agree more.
Last but not least, Zhi. His manifesto is full of pertinent details, his methodology is sound, and his proposals cover a broad range of fields, which is quite a rare feat. The depth he goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work. Plus, he is modest and good at dealing with people. But what really interests me is that many of his views happen to coincide with Uncle Tien's. Having someone like Zhi take the position would certainly
really
put Uncle
know
Tien's mind at rest.
A lot about Uncle Tien. Also, whoops, I talked over her again.
Great.
We'll see. Let's go back and report to Uncle Tien.
Like, I'm sure we learned a lot about him when we were being introduced to
Squall
him,
and Fury.
but that was like several months ago when I accidentally started the quest during the Lunar New Year festival.
Quit following me.
Lantern
Behold.
Light, so. Where is he? Where are you? Oh, yes. Hiya.
Squall and Fury.
You'll notice the trend. I like characters that, let me get the places. I'm sorry, cat. I didn't realize the cat would react like that. I'm sorry. Oh, it sat back down. Look at that. I think it forgave me. I didn't mean to disturb the cat.
I see. then it's more or less as I anticipated.
All right, then let me ask this. The ideas in Jur-E's manifesto are very similar to your own. Is there any particular reason behind this?
You gonna head out? No problem. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you have a nice rest of your day.
Oh, I didn't want to say anything when I gave you the list of candidates, for fear of affecting your judgment. But I can tell you now.
I always appreciate you swinging by.
Those
Also
three
appreciate you all
candidates
here, even if
have
you're not
all
chatting.
studied under me in the past. It's only natural that they share some similarities with me. But Xin Wei went on to focus on his business, and Ming Guo has always been occupied with his work at the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Of all of them, Juri was with me for the longest duration.
He does. He has like every almost like a grandpa voice. I don't want to be mean to him, but he has a nice voice.
Whoa! So how did you get to know them all, Uncle Tian?
Chen Wei was referred to me by an old friend. Ming Guo came to my attention in the course of my work, and as for Juri, that was pure happenstance. We first met while fishing. Gradually, as we got to know each other, we started discussing all sorts of topics. Juri came from a poor family, and his parents died when he was very young. But he was a gifted student and a fast learner.
I see. So this uncle is like his de facto father figure.
He reminded me of a younger version of myself, so I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing and noticed how quickly he got on. Quite. And now, all of a sudden, he's grown into a mature young man. It's a joy to see, but it also gets one thinking. The young are growing up, and I am growing old. How time flies. No one can escape the cycle of life.
I don't know, Uncle Tian. You still seem in pretty good shape to me. You might have another few years of work left in you, don't you think?
Oh, you. There's really no need to console me. Having less energy than I used to isn't such a bad thing. It just means I finally have a good reason to retire and spend my days doing what old men like me should be doing. Going fishing whenever I feel like it.
Sounds like you sure love fishing, Uncle Tian.
Ooh, there's nothing quite like fishing to pass the time. Ooh, and freshly caught fish, they make the most beautiful fish soup with barely any preparation required.
Fresh fish soup.
Doesn't it? Also, some time ago, Juri purchased a very special recipe from an old fisherman. When we've been fishing recently, Juri always brings some extra ingredients he prepared in advance. The addition of these makes the soup taste even more wonderful. That flavor makes for a fond memory. But at my age, who knows how many more chances I have left to taste it again.
Oh, can Paimon come next time too? Paimon.
Let's get back to the matter at hand. Uncle Tian, we've reported back. Do you have a verdict?
I appointed you as the assessment officer, and I trust your judgment. Had you not asked me why Juri's ideas were so similar to mine, I was not going to mention my history with any of them. This decision must be guided by what is fair and right. Please disregard all other considerations and make your final decision only after a thorough review of each candidate's talents and capabilities.
Okay, I'm gonna stop really quick. So, like, I really like fishing. But I also didn't want to, like, interrupt him because I'm like, oh, but he's talking and it sounds kind of important. And I should be progressing the story, but I really like fishing. It's really cool. If you guys haven't fished before, and you like spending time with people, I suggest you fish with someone you like spending time with. Otherwise, I guess if you like spending time with yourself, you can fish alone. But if you're spending time with someone you don't like and you're fishing, unless you're trying to, like, I guess in a, like a sitcom-y type movie way, try to resolve your, like, issues with each other, fishing is not the activity you should be doing together.
Remember, you must be thorough.
Understood. Come on, let's go talk somewhere else.
Bye-bye, Uncle Tien. Look after yourself.
Also, wow, that story was that was a lot. That was really long.
Right?
And it's not over. It's not over.
His manifesto was written well, and he's the best speaker.
Easy. Let's not rush. There's no time limit for this assessment.
I also agree with that. Like, even though, like, he's very similar to, like, the uncle, you also, like, want to check out everybody because, like, the shy dude might be a better public speaker later, and then on the flip side, it's also like you don't want someone to think of, like, nepotism. Like, I don't know how the Genshin Impact political world goes, but you don't want someone to, like, expect some kind of nepotism or, like, favoritism towards him just because he seemed, like, a bit closer or has been studying under him for longer. Like, I guess the argument could be made, it's like, oh, well, he's his longest student. He's the person that should be taking over, right? But it's probably gonna be him in the end, like, seeing how the story beat is going, but, you know, who knows? Maybe it'll surprise him. Maybe all three of them will end up working together.
Huh? So, are you gonna give them more tests or
No, nothing like that. The assessment itself is complete. But let me give you a word of advice. Things are not always as they appear. The biggest no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from the person of interest themselves. The truth is almost always hidden beneath many layers of deception. You have to get information through many different channels. For example, Wenyuan, Shanghua.
Yes?
Oh my god, they came out of nowhere.
Lady Yelan, what are your orders?
Ugh! Who are they? Where did they come from?
Same, to be honest.
Did they scare you? These two are Wenyuan and Shanghua. They work for me. As my trusted assistants, they are always standing guard nearby. They also perform various assignments as required.
Okay, wait, pause. So that guy's name is Shanghua, and which, if that's his name in English, I wonder what his name in, like, not English is, because Chongyun in other languages is Chonghua? You gotta go? No problem. Thank you. It was nice to meet you, Yagi. I hope you take care as well. I hope they have a great time. We're doing some Genshin Impact stuff. But yeah, so, like, if he's Changhua, and they changed Changhua to Chongyun, does that mean he's Chongyun in the other one? Maybe I'll look it up later, who knows. That's just my brain wondering.
Shanghua is a business expert who gets his information by trading. Wenyuan relies on word of mouth. And there's also Upei, who's not here right now.
That meathead must have been out there on sea surveillance for some time now. Is he all right? I seem to remember that he can't swim.
Nothing can take that guy down. Certainly not a little wind and waves.
Whoa, wait, pause. I did not expect this. I thought the voices were switched. I didn't expect this guy to sound like this.
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into Qianwei's background. Wenyuan, go to the Ministry of Civil Affairs and look through Mingbo's work files.
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Jury?
Jur-E. Well, obviously, as the most promising candidate, we will be investigating him ourselves. Let's go to the docks first. Lots of people passing through there. You can find out all kinds of things.
If we're looking for information, why don't we try talking to Bulai, the owner of Wanyu Boutique? He does business at the North Wharf. Maybe he has some news for us.
That's actually not a bad idea. Let's go and ask him.
I'm actually kind of impressed that Paimon suggested a pretty good idea.
Behold!
Hello, how you doing today, Ventus? We're doing Yelan story quest because I finished Fungus Mechanicus.
The wind rises.
I went the wrong way. How goes the stream? I think it's going pretty good. I think we're doing pretty good. I accidentally played Fungus Mechanicus on repeat for like 5 minutes because I was talking about
Behold!
You didn't notice the fish until now? Yeah, these are my fish. We named the clownfish Chat apparently, and maybe we'll name the fishies later. I'm gonna have 3 sets of sea animals, so it's not the same sea animals every time we play Genshin, so eventually we'll name all the fish.
What's Bulai doing here today?
Oh no.
Look, your asking price for this
You got
batch
caught-
is
we
just
got caught in
too
the
high.
cutscene.
I can't buy in at this price. How am I supposed to turn a profit?
Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you, this is the single best batch of Sunsetias ever. You won't find anyone who disputes that. I accidentally dropped one into a well, and even the water turned sweet.
Damn, that is one that is one tall tale. This guy that is one tall tale. But yes, I hope you're doing well, Ventus. We're just doing the Yelan story quest because there's a lot of story quests I haven't done, and I'm like, well, you know, let's do one because we're streaming. Here we are. I'm trying not to I'm trying to keep it semi-immersive and let people hear the dialogue. I have so much to say. Keeping myself under wraps.
Even so...
Alright. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded yet. If you won't take him, I'll just have to partner with them instead, and neither of us wants that.
Wait, pause again. Look at his backpack. I don't think I've ever seen onions, like, as an item that we can get. Well, actually, no, wait. No, we can get onions, but not those kind of onions. Unless I'm crazy, and the red onion can... Yeah, it's like, it's a leek. Basically a leek. Whatever, I guess. No onions for us. No leeks for us.
Okay, well, when you put it that way, I'll accept your asking price. I'll take all your stock. Don't
Okay, wait.
sell a single
We're gonna
one
pause
to
here. We're gonna
Second
pause.
Life.
Okay, so sudden realization. The reason why this specific vegetable isn't in the game is because Genshin doesn't like leeks. I'm a comedian.
Oh, what are you doing here? And to be clear, these Sunsetias are mine. I got to them first. Don't get any ideas.
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called Juri. Have you heard of him before?
Juri? Yes, he's quite well known. I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty. His parents died when he was young, and he was treated cruelly by the local community. One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time, but Juri never retaliated. And when his neighbor went bankrupt, he returned cruelty with kindness, injustice with peace offerings. A gentleman of talent and character, and... how did I not notice him sooner? In fact, maybe I'm not too late. if I could hire him to be the brand ambassador for Wanyo Boutique.
He sounds like a decent man. We can find...
Why are you asking about him anyway? You aren't looking for a brand ambassador too, are you?
Oh yeah, we're looking for a brand ambassador. Taking applications.
Well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the... Ah, that's Juri right over there. Why don't we go and talk to...
Where?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Linlong. Come on, let's follow them and listen in. Try not to let him see you. We want this information to be as truthful as possible.
Give me a second, let me update something. I lied. This is not an art stream, we're just playing Genshin.
I'll just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this. Hey!
I apologize in advance for the false
Let's walk and
advertising.
talk.
What the hell? What the heck? Okay. I was really confused as to why we were crouching, but then I realized it was one of
you
those,
were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
Thank you, Mino. I appreciate
The truth is, an old friend of mine who likes to have a drink now and then.
What's the hurry? Don't get too close, or he'll see you.
How's he supposed to see us? We're behind the boxes. We were literally out in the
Try not to let him
open.
see you.
Oh my god. Okay, fine.
I understand. Let's walk and talk.
Well, how close? Like,
So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand
right
our
here,
shop
you
quite
can
well.
see her.
The truth is, an old friend of mine who likes to have a drink now and then.
This is
He fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Thank you very much, Miss Linlong.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me.
Gosh dang it.
Juri
Oh, okay, I thought we got
seems to get
caught
along
again.
really well with
How'd I do this
everyone.
again? Again?
Are you satisfied now, Yelan? Seems like everyone thinks Juri's a great guy.
For taking a water break. Thank you. It was, why is this so difficult?
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. Let's go check out the wharf where he usually goes fishing.
Do we have to? Wait, you're not just trying...
Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. But hey, if I do become Tianshu, I'll look out for you guys.
Wait, is Yelan in the running for this position? Does anyone know? I don't remember from the start of the...
You'll be able to try all the finest food for free.
There's
How does
no
that
way,
sound?
right? She wouldn't want to be in the position.
We will?
I'm pretty sure she specifically says that she doesn't want to be in the position because it's like too much for her spying activities. I could be wrong. That's the south. Yeah, so, I lied. I'm sorry.
wind
I also
rises.
forgot to update. I'm gonna change all of the notifications to let people know what I'm doing for each specific day.
Behold!
And I forgot to change it to Genshin and Art, and it just said Art. And then people are gonna come check the video, and they're like, wait a second, this isn't an Art stream at all. This is just Genshin Impact.
Squall and fury.
I feel like I'm sorry.
Upon the
we're
gale.
just playing Genshin Impact. We'll finish up the Yelan quest, and we'll probably call it there.
The wharf is as busy as ever. I hear the anglers here sometimes sell their fish to the nearby fishmongers. Let's see what Uncle Soon has to say.
Let's go check Uncle Sue. Oh, I like this guy. He sells some quality fish.
Welcome. What
I
would you
also
like
don't
to
like that
buy
he sells
today?
crabs, though.
Sorry to interrupt. We're actually members of the, Liyue Anglers Association, and we just wanted to ask a few questions about someone.
I don't know how in character this line is. Like, I feel like she's too composed to, like, be like, to make up a thing. I feel like if we were gonna talk to him, she would have already had this planned out. Maybe this is just me being nitpicky, but I feel like she wouldn't even, like, you know, she would just be like, yeah, we're members of the Liyue Anglers Association, and we've been trying to reach you about your fish's extended warranty.
We've heard about this young man called Zhi, who's supposed to be a fantastic fisherman. Just wondering if you happen to have heard of him?
Whoa! Yelan made up a whole fake identity without batting an eyelid.
No, she definitely batted an eyelid. She said, if she didn't bat an eyelid, she wouldn't have said, I don't know. Well, I guess it's not really up to the voice actor, probably, because, like, they write the lines, but it still feels a little bit out of character. Just me.
Ah, yes, Jury. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. I've got some friends who travel all over the place, and they tell me everywhere they go they meet someone who's heard of him. Apparently, he had a rather tough time growing up. Had to work several jobs alongside his studies to make ends meet. How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, if there's anything to that logic, he's sure to be phenomenally successful one day.
Yeah, we think so too.
But I'm afraid your Anglers Association might be in for a disappointment.
Huh? Why's that?
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf and sells what he catches to me on occasion. His catches are always mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about. If you're looking to recruit some new members, though, I do know a few top anglers I could put you in touch with.
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple of other things to attend to right now, though, so why don't I come back some other time and we can chat over a drink?
Sure thing. See you.
All those poor fishermen out there, he's gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna get you in touch with the Anglers Association. They're like, really? Really, Uncle Soon? And then, like, she just never shows up.
Everywhere they go, they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
Everybody knows this guy, apparently.
Liyue Harbor is so lively.
Everybody knows
So many travelers.
Jerry. Wait, what? Oh no. I talked to the wrong person. We're doomed. Oh well, that's fine. Okay, nameless NPC. We're gonna do that later, though.
Here to buy some fish? It's 300 for one or 3 for 1,000. You better hurry. When they're gone, they're gone.
Hello, we're from the Society for Fish Price Research. We'd just like to ask a few questions.
Wow, switched identity again!
Society for Fish Price Research? I haven't done anything illegal. Stay out of my business.
Please, don't worry. We're just here to conduct a simple survey. We've heard about a certain Jur-E who's been selling fresh fish at low prices in this area recently. Do you know anything about this?
So this isn't about me. You should have said something, you know. I know the guy. I can tell you what I know.
Everyone knows this guy.
I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was him.
Oh? Why is that?
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic father still owed a huge amount of debt. No one wanted anything to do with him. He was still a kid when he first came to the wharf. His clothes were ragged, and he had a bandage wrapped around his head. And he managed to survive, thanks to Uncle Tien, who gave him some food. But still to this day, he doesn't have a lot of mora to his name. I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but you'll often see him haggling with others over just a few mora. So, I wouldn't be surprised to find out he's been selling a few fish. It's not like he catches much anyway, so it's not going to affect my business. Don't tell him I said that.
You'd rather he didn't know?
Well, I spoke to him once, briefly, and I just had a feeling that he really cares what other people think of him. I think he has pretty low self-esteem, but hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. What he's achieved already puts most people to shame. And nobody's perfect. I just wouldn't want to upset him, that's all.
I see. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
Not a problem. And just for the record, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the price of my fish.
The more times you say it, the less convincing it becomes.
I mean, there really isn't anything wrong with the price of his fish, other than, like... I guess if you don't pay attention, he's charging you, like, 100 more when you're buying 3 fish, but, like, what are they gonna do? Police him over, like, people not doing math? You know?
Doesn't have a lot of mora to his name. Okay, let's keep going.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe... I don't know if he's gonna have any dirt on him. I don't know. Like, the whole story seems to be leading towards him, like, I want to make things better for orphans or something.
Hey, it's you guys! Wait, what's the phrase? Oh yeah. Honored to meet you. What brings you to me?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell of a great martial artist, Master Dugu, who knows everything there is to know. Hence, we sought you out to ask for your guidance.
Really? People said I know everything there is to know?
Okay, now she's just literally, like, messing with this kid.
But of course, we also heard that Master Dugu is a kind and virtuous swordsman who never turns away anyone who comes with questions.
Great! So what do you wish to know? Nothing happens on this street that I don't know about.
I will say that it's interesting that they finally used this kid in a quest. I see him running down, like, by the Adventurers Guild. You see him running down the street sometimes.
Now she's lying to a kid.
So, Master Dugu, have you heard of one by the name of Jur-E?
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the grown-ups are talking about these days? I've heard many tales of Juri. For example, I can't remember. Probably because it's nothing that important. I prefer stories about sword-fighting heroes.
Oh, I can completely understand that. Then let me ask you this. Do you remember roughly when the grown-ups started talking about Jur-E?
Oh yeah, I know that. It was about 2 or 3 months ago. Before that, people always used to talk about Juri in a kind of nasty tone of voice. But 2 or 3 months ago, suddenly everyone started to like him. Sometimes he gives me candies. So I'm glad that people are starting to like him now.
Just as I thought.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, just as I thought, Master Dugu is indeed as kind and virtuous as the legends claim.
I'm not that great. Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people I've never seen before talking about jury stories in the street. They seem like nice people.
Oh, definitely.
Great! So next time I see them, I'll say hi. And I guess I can share some of my candies with them too.
Certainly. You can also tell my friend in Yenshang Tea House about what they're up to. I'm sure my friend would also like to say hi.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Well then, fare thee well, Master Dugu.
Until we meet again.
I guess it's kind of interesting to see how she talks to a kid, but like, wow, this is a very long story quest. Forgot how much reading there was in Genshin.
Any of that sound strange to you?
Strange? What was strange about it? Juri seems to have a great reputation. Uncle Soon and Uncle Gao spoke highly of him, and Dugu Shuo seems to like him too.
True. But the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity come from? It almost seems too good to be true.
Sudden? Too good to be true?
So he returns cruelty with kindness and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make someone well known in their hometown. But Uncle Soon said even his friends who travel far and wide hear about him wherever they go. That's a little over the top, if you ask me. Do you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Juri's stories? Clearly they left him with a good impression of the guy. But beyond that, he wasn't interested in the details. That's the reaction I would expect from any normal person. Plus, there's the fact that all this praise of Juri has only been happening within the last 2 or 3 months. His childhood, his studies, the thing with his neighbor, none of these are recent events. So why are these stories only going around now?
When you put it like that, it is kinda strange.
I mean, from like an outside perspective, if the whole thing about them getting selected, like if the election was like going to start a few months ago, it makes sense why they're talking in general about these people. I don't know why they're talking about him in particular, but I don't think it seems that strange if it seems like a political election is coming up and people start talking about the candidates. Because obviously you wouldn't know about them until they became a candidate unless you like really kept up with politics. It's just me though.
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I wouldn't look into it any further. Juri was born into a poor family. Paying people to get his stories out there is within the rules of the game as far as I'm concerned. The problem is, do you remember what Uncle Gao said about him? He's stayed poor his whole life. Everything he's earned he's either spent on studying, traveling, or paying off debts. I don't think he has the mora to pay for a publicity campaign. Right, and that changes everything. It could mean a powerful faction is trying to gain influence over the Liu at Xixing. That's the worst-case scenario, but all too often, the most pessimistic speculation turns out to be closest to the truth.
Someone's trying to gain influence over the Qixing? That sounds serious. What should we do? Even if we asked Juri about it, surely there's no way he'd admit it.
First, we need to find out who's supporting him. Don't worry, I've got a plan. Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Since the successful candidate is duty-bound to implement their plan after taking office, their manifesto tells us their stance on key issues. Whoever is secretly helping Juri must be seeking to benefit from his actions after his appointment. So, we should be able to find some hints in Juri's manifesto on who we're dealing with. Come on, let's get back to Yenshang Tea House.
Okay, well, so there's a lot going on with that. Completely unrelated to the story quest, by the way. Twitter's gonna do this crazy thing soon that hopefully with enough like blowback from the community, we're gonna put Yelan back in his place. Well, I'm not gonna do much towards the efforts, but like hopefully other people who, you know, do actual activism and actively use the platform can put Yelan in his place. But he's gonna do this thing where, like, I guess you just can't see people's posts unless like you pay for it. Like they pay to use like the new Twitter thingy, like some kind of paid version of Twitter. It seems pretty lame.
Squall and Fury.
You may have to move social activities to another social media, and considering that the US is trying to ban TikTok, it's probably gonna end up having to be Instagram. Like, I don't care too much about socials, but like, that's like a thing that might happen. So we'll see. Nothing too important, it's just topical. What? Are they inside of the tea house? Where are they? Can you go inside? What? And we just weren't standing in the right spot.
Jer-E's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. Looking for details that don't add up will be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. I'll divide the reports into 2 piles. You take one, I'll take the other. When we're finished, we'll put our heads together. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be expected to announce the results before long. So we have to get to the bottom of this as quickly as we can.
Yikes! We better hurry!
Whatever else Uncle Tien might think of Jer-E, the fact remains that he's one of his favorite students. Any evidence he's left is not going to be immediately obvious. We'll have to look carefully and think critically.
Okay, I wanted to be able to finish it, but this is taking a very long time.
Even though Yelan took half, this is still a lot to get through. Well, we gotta start somewhere.
Let's read Rock. The first refusal? Blackcliff Boy. Interesting. Okay, well, I guess it seems pretty obvious which one's supposed to be somewhat suspicious, considering the other two just don't have any detail.
Looks like I'm the first one back, as usual.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yelan's little helpers, Shanghua! If you're back, that means...
You betcha. I visited all the commerce guilds and gathered a wealth of information. Every time they asked me to leave, but I always had another trick up my sleeve.
Don't drag this out. Just tell us your findings.
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my findings, most people who've had interactions with Qianwei will start out complaining about how proud and arrogant he is, but then go on to give a generally positive appraisal of him. The young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that Qianwei appears arrogant, but he's very scrupulous in the way he works. Once he signs a contract with somebody, he treats them fairly regardless of their background.
Interesting.
Who'd have thought?
Is it possible that his reputation is fake? Is there any way you...
In theory, that should be very difficult. But here's the thing. I asked around and found out that almost all of Qianwei's where he buys from and sells to should be confidential business information, but he doesn't seem interested in protecting it at all. Qianwei often sees business opportunities that others don't, but once he's made enough mora off of it, it's like he gets sick of it and releases all of his trade secrets. It's like he wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he shares all of his secrets. The fact that someone like that can still make mora is pretty infuriating when you think about it.
What a strange guy. It's like he's not doing.
To validate his theories. No wonder his manifesto contains so many insights. It's all the result of his first-hand experimentation.
I'm back! Huh? How come you're here?
Why do you think? Obviously, because I possess superior skills and am always one step ahead of the competition. Well, when you're the competition, at least.
You... Whatever. I'm not getting into an argument with you. If I hadn't had something else to take care of on the way, I would have been back long before you. Lady Yelan, I have finished investigating Mingbois.
Well, we're all ears.
The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Mingbois struggles to get his words out when he gets nervous, especially when he's chatting with strangers. But after a few days of getting to know him, you can pretty much have a normal conversation with him. On the whole, the feedback from the Ministry of Civil Affairs was very positive. He always considers the things that everyone else overlooks.
In your opinion, was the Ministry of Civil Affairs' appraisal of Mingbois at all exaggerated?
I don't believe so. Mingbois is someone who has slowly but surely earned the reputation he has today. According to Miss Yu, the ministry often gets Mingbois to take a final look at projects before they're implemented. People feel much more confident in something if it has his stamp of approval. Oh, and also, there was once someone in the ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career. Mingbois gave them the scolding of a lifetime. Apparently, he can be terrifying when he loses his temper. I haven't seen it for myself, though.
Whoa, that's hard to imagine.
Like I said before, things are not always as they appear.
Ah, so that's what you meant by that.
Thank you both. You're free to go now.
Okay, so they got not too bad candidates, I guess. I don't know.
So,
I'm
have you
I'm
finished
kinda
reading the
checking off
manifesto?
The story quest right now, to be honest. We must stay focused. We must finish the stream strong.
We still have a...
I can't see any immediate problems looking at the individual entries. The only one that strikes me as a little unusual is the Cheungshu Pool redevelopment plan. Cheungshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. Plus, Ajdaha once wrought havoc there, so there are even more secrets buried deep underground. At some point, a rumor began to go around that there is great treasure buried beneath Cheungshu Pool. A long time ago, with the approval of the
Probably gonna
Qixing,
be like the
a
treasure
mining
hoarders or
team conducted
something.
an exploratory excavation there.
So, did they find any treasure?
None. The ruin was completely impenetrable. The only way they could have gotten through the solid rock would have been by blowing it open with a special kind of explosive. The technology wasn't mature enough at that time, so the excavation project was shut down and the treasure became a mere legend. Jur-E's manifesto focuses on solving problems, and this treasure hunt seems extremely risky. It seems out of step with the rest of his plans. Still, this one fact alone doesn't tell us much. Everyone wants to get their hands on this treasure. The treasure hoarders, the Fatui, even local Liyue factions. Did you find anything?
Excavation? Project? Treasure? Did we read anything similar in our half? Oh yeah! Juri said the Blackcliff Forge workers should get right of first refusal if any suitable projects come up.
Did he now? Well, that makes everything much clearer. So Jur-E wants the Blackcliff Forge to excavate the treasure of Cheungshu Pool.
Does that mean the Blackcliff Forge is Juri's secret support?
No, not likely. I've looked into the Blackcliff Forge before. They aren't involved with any powerful factions at present. They do possess some specialized explosives, but it would seem more trouble than it's worth to put so many resources into a risky project like this. Still, since the clues are pointing toward the Blackcliff Forge, we should see where they lead. We may well find something new.
Chenwei and Mingbo both turned out to be completely different than...
Can we get there by jumping off of the Jade Chamber? Wonder.
What about Juri? Is
The
there
answer
another
is yes.
side to him too?
I'm gonna start doing this away from there, otherwise we're gonna fall to our death.
You want to use my hat as an umbrella? The audacity to even make that request.
Let me use your hat as an umbrella.
This is the Blackcliff Forge. Let's look around for clues.
Nothing of note happened today. Nothing of note happened today. Payday. 3 new recruits joined. Can't believe people are willing to join us at a time like this. One of the newcomers is very skilled. He got made the team leader. Nothing of note happened today.
What's this?
That's crazy.
A diary?
Already a team leader.
From the back, it looks like a ledger, but it seems they also use it as a site log. We don't know who wrote it, but it's interesting, don't you think? These newcomers, who could have sent them?
You think they're suspicious?
Yes. Look, it says right there, one of them's already been promoted to team leader. At this rate, by the time the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan is ready to roll, they'll be the technical backbone of the team. That'll give them the chance to take a lot of liberties. They can copy any secret texts or steal any treasure they find underground. Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. By the time Jur-E recommends the Blackcliff Forge for the excavation project, at most we would maybe do a fresh background check on the place. No red flags if all they did was change some key staff. And even if we decided to vet the staff individually, they'd have had more than enough time by then to come up with fake identities. That's the advantage of planning this far in advance. It was a clever move.
When you put it like that, it all makes sense. If we hadn't found this out, someone else would have stolen the treasure. So, who's really behind all this?
That's a question for the newcomers. But let's start with that worker over there for now.
Okay, we're gonna ask this worker.
Excuse us. We want to ask you about the newcomers.
You want them to teach you or something?
I hope this is like slightly interesting, by the way. I know I'm not talking a lot. It's because I want you guys to have the like story quest experience. So I hope it's somewhat enjoyable.
I gotta say, these newcomers are in tip-top shape. Fast learners, too. They're picking up all the skills unbelievably fast. My only complaint is that they're always going out drinking at night. But they never let us join them. I guess they just need some time to adjust. I'm sure we'll get to know each other over time.
Hey, how you doing, Too Sweet? We're doing the Yelan story quest, and it was gonna be Genshin and art today, but considering how long the story quest is taking, it's probably just gonna be Genshin. I hope you're doing well. How was work? If you went to work, are you feeling better, by the way?
They go out drinking. This area isn't exactly renowned for the nightlife. I'm guessing it's a long trip to the nearest tavern.
You got that right. They tell me they go all the way back to Liyue Harbor to drink at Wanmin Restaurant. It rained after work today, so they actually stuck around at the site for a while. But as soon as the rain stopped, they went out drinking again right away.
I'm doing good. We're just playing Genshin Impact. I hope you feel a bit better. Maybe Yelan can help you.
Hey, you're only young once, right? I say, if they can hack it, let them at it.
Interesting. Let's go talk somewhere else. Looks like our hunch was on the Mora. These newcomers are very suspicious. Drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? Some cover story. I'll wager they've been going to intelligence updates. Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints. I doubt they'd give themselves away that easily, but let's follow them and try our luck.
Squall and Fury.
They went that way! Hurry, we gotta catch up!
The wind rises.
Thank God we don't have to actually track
These
these.
footprints are heading towards Liyue Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about them.
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way. The footprints stop here. But, judging from the direction, I'm guessing their destination was that abandoned house.
You know, that's a fair assessment. Probably this house. Fight. The work of a professional, like a professional fighter or like a carpenter? Bamboo mat. Not too long ago. Nice age moment.
Looks like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous with whoever they're working for. But all the evidence has been destroyed. Look at these ashes. Someone was burning documents not long before we arrived.
Could there be anything left? Maybe the wind could have blown the fire out before everything was finished burning.
The odds of that are very slim. It's practically impossible. I've checked. All the paper's been burned. There's only ash left now.
Why don't we wait for them back at the Black Cliff Forge? They've gotta go back there sooner or later.
We can't count on that. Clearly they were based here at one point, but it's mysteriously abandoned now. To me, that says that whoever's behind this has moved them somewhere else to throw our investigation off course.
Darn! Guess this is where a trail runs cold.
Make no mistake, the purpose of our trip wasn't to find any solid evidence. We just need to figure out who's behind Jur-E. I smelled something peculiar the moment I came in. Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as long as they burned the letters. But what they failed to consider is that paper and ink from different regions produce different odors when they're burned.
Huh, okay, that's an interesting detail. Also, god dang, I did not expect this quest to last so long. I guess maybe this was more like, you know, doing the full duration of the thing.
Really? Paimon can't smell anything. Do you smell anything?
There is a certain place with a freezing cold climate where there's nothing but ice as far as the eye can see.
Ah yes, it's always the Fatui.
Some wealthy people there put floral fragrance in their ink as a way of injecting a little romance into their writing.
Wait, that's really smart, actually. You know, if I ever do calligraphy with the actual, like, ink, you know, the ink pot with the, you know, the quill or the pen and everything, remind me to do that. Add some fragrance to that.
When that fragrant ink is burned, this is the exact odor that it leaves behind. Exactly. The evidence will soon be blown away by the wind, so it's nothing we can arrest anyone with. But it's all I need. Now I know who we're dealing with. I can plan our next move.
Lady Yelan! Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see you again.
Oh, hey, it's the last guy.
Who are you?
Yeah, who are you? Tell me who you are.
Don't be alarmed. This is Upei. He's Wenyuan and Shanghua's colleague.
Oh right, Wu Pei.
I sent him to look into Zhi-Yi's regular contacts. Since Zhi-Yi likes fishing, Upei thought he might know some of the fishermen and sailors, so he took a boat out to sea to ask around. I left him a note at Yanshang Tea House telling him to look for me at Blackcliff Forge when he got back. If there'd been an ambush waiting for us there, it means we'd have had some backup. So, what did you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I'm afraid I've come up empty-handed. I asked all the fishermen multiple times, but none of them had any interactions with Zhi before. Then the waves got so choppy I ended up falling overboard. Fortunately, someone managed to drag me out. When I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Blackcliff Forge and might need backup, so I went straight there as fast as I could. Didn't even stop to change my clothes.
Well, Uncle Tian said that Zhi once bought a recipe from one of the fishermen. Did you hear anything about that at all?
What? That's news to me. No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not possible. Lady Yelan, I'm telling you, I spoke to every single fisherman out there, and none of them mentioned anything about a recipe.
Interesting. Then I wonder how that even more wonderful fish soup came about.
Fish soup? What fish soup?
Nothing. Our priority right now is to find a way to get our hands on some solid evidence. Well, any suggestions? Not a bad idea. Upei, what do you think?
Honestly, I've already tried following Zhi, but the guy's too cautious. Never meets with anyone suspicious.
Okay, so tailing's out.
No, we'll still need to tail him. But first, we need to do some groundwork.
Groundwork?
When you've worked in intelligence for a long time, you'll understand that no one can stay on high alert forever. Especially when he thinks he's about to win. Tomorrow morning, I'll announce his victory at Yuehai Pavilion. Take a guess what you think he'll do next. Be sure to arrive on time. You won't want to miss the show.
Okay, so we're gonna do a fake.
The wind rises.
We're gonna do a political fake out, I guess. You have to speed the time up. Hopefully we can wrap this up in 20 minutes, otherwise I'm gonna end in the middle of the story quest, because I do want to get some food. Wait, what time was it? I want to make sure I don't actually accidentally go past the time. Yeah, okay, 9 to 11. Okay. A lot of details to Genshin Impact.
Squall and Fury.
Oh, let's just TP there. Yeah, I hope you're all enjoying the Yelan story quest. I'm enjoying it. I'm just also like I'm also hungry, so my focus is low. I'm curious to see how this all plays out. Well, we're gonna catch him, but like I wonder who's gonna win in the end, you know? Like, are they still gonna appoint him? No problem, no problem. You're definitely allowed to look. Like, are we still gonna like let him be in charge after we, like, you know, like blow this thing out? Or like is it gonna be one of the two other guys? Is it gonna be that thing I said where like maybe it's all three of them?
It looks like we're all here. Well then, time for me to announce the results of the assessment process. I won't drone on about the importance of the Tianshu role. Suffice to say that Uncle Tian entrusted me with the monumentally important task of assessing the candidates. And now, it falls to me to give him a satisfactory answer.
All of us here know the score. Don't beat around the bush, just get on with it.
Qianwei has many pioneering ideas, but some of his plans are lacking in detail, and he easily gets into testy exchanges with other people. Mingbo is reliable, but not quite ambitious enough, and because of his personality, he struggles to win people over. In contrast, Zhi is evenly balanced across the board and enjoys an excellent reputation in Niue, after much consideration. I have decided to recommend Jur-E to the Liyue Qi.
What?
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Honestly, I'm a little surprised to hear my name being announced. In my estimation, all three of us are worthy candidates for the Tianshu position. As your competitor, I've become keenly aware of your great talents. Would either of you entertain the possibility of working with me in the future and taking on some of my workload?
Wow, and he's lazy. He's like, hey, you wanna come work with me? And they'll be like, oh yeah, let's work together. And he's like, okay, yeah, so you take care of this entire half of, this, and I'm gonna go, do other things.
I'll have to see. I'm in a bad mood. This is the last thing I want to be thinking about right now.
No, at least he's honest. He's like, no, I don't even want to talk to you. I'm just gonna leave.
I don't mind, as long as I can help.
Okay, well, that's all from me. Jur-E, you'll have some preparation to do. It won't be long before you're informed of your official appointment. I hope you will work hard and make Uncle Tien proud.
Hello, Rika. We're doing a story quest. We're almost done with it, and I lied to everybody. There is no art to be done today, just Genshin.
I will live up to the Tianshu name. On this, you have my word. I should go. I need to pack my things, and then I think a celebratory meal is in order. Would anyone like to join me?
To be honest, I think I might punch him in the throat. If I was in this situation, he's like, oh yeah, you know what? Like, you guys want to have a celebratory meal? I'd be like, oh, sir, you need to take a... I'm gonna personally take you a step down.
Count me out. I'm not in the mood for a celebration.
Jur-E seems pretty relaxed now. This would be a good time to follow him.
Hey, traveler, tell me something. What exactly does that guy have that I don't? If you can't answer that, I'm not accepting this result.
I, also wouldn't mind knowing.
Oh no, if we get stuck here, we won't be able to leave!
Follow him.
Yes, ma'am.
Why are they talking to us and not
Got rid
Yelan?
of them.
Like, I guess the answer is because Yelan's intimidating, but also, like, bro, you got other things to do right now. Oh, go back to accounting and whatever the arrogant guy does.
Lady Yelan, Jur-E has gone towards Feiyun Slope.
Follow him, quickly.
So Jur-E really sided with the Fatui? But Uncle Tien thinks so highly of him. Why would he do this?
Difficult to say, but everything should become a lot clearer when we find him.
By the way, just a disclaimer to those who
The wind rises.
don't play Genshin and might potentially be interested in Genshin. Not all of Genshin is like story quests. There's a lot of just running around and like hitting things, but a lot of the story quests usually don't have too much going on. It's fine.
I'm
Sometimes
sorry,
there's a lot
Lady
more.
Yelan. We lost him. He's too good at this. We weren't able to keep following him without being seen.
But yeah, if you're like, I don't know if I can play Genshin Impact. There's so much story. You can just click through the whole story. I'm just having it run for the streaming experience. Maybe we can end the stream off with like 1 or 2 of the like standard banner roll.
How the heck did he
Do some
manage to
actual
shake
gacha
Yelan's
activity.
permanence? I guess Jur-E didn't let his guard down. Still,
No, Upe says he's much more relaxed than usual. Maybe it's just...
but how?
Don't blame yourselves. Let's not forget he was trained by Uncle Tien himself. Evading detection is not an unusual skill for him to... If I'd asked you to tail Uncle Tien, you'd have ended up at a dead end too. It's fine. So...
Shinue Kiosk. He only went in briefly. Upe and I were watching outside the whole time. A few
Whoops,
moments
I
later,
accidentally skipped
a man
on that
dressed in a
spot,
completely
sorry.
different outfit came out. Upe had a feeling that it was him, but we couldn't get close enough to check without blowing her. I figured that if we spooked him, it would undo what we've accomplished today so far. Another option would have been to arrest, so I stopped Upe, and I stayed here to wait for you while that meathead went to ask around in Shinue Kiosk.
Good work.
You know, I don't like how he's talking about Wu-Pei, you know? Wu-Pei ain't too bad.
The fish didn't take the bait, but that's okay. As long as he's still swimming around, we'll find a way to catch him eventually. The key is figuring out what he's trying to achieve. Let's go to Shinue Kiosk.
We're going to the kiosk. I didn't realize it was called the kiosk. Like, maybe I did know, but I didn't remember. I did not remember at all. My memory is failing me. Becoming an old lobster.
Could you explain to me how that works? A guy like him comes in, changes his whole outfit right under your nose, and you don't even ask him about it?
Our customers are free to dress however they please. What grounds would I have to question him?
You know, that's true. Like, you can't be mad at him. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, hey, sir, you can't be changing in this restaurant. That's kind of weird, you know?
Okay, fair enough, but didn't you think it was just a little bit strange?
Well, maybe I did, but it still doesn't give me the right to stop him.
Enough. Let's tone this down a little. I'll make this quick. Just one question. What did he buy while he was here?
Oh, he didn't buy anything. He just picked up a bottle of liquor that he ordered ages ago.
A bottle of liquor?
Yes, a very strong kind. Fiery, with a rich flavor. Not something the average customer would order. This gentleman ordered it in person from us a long time ago. He was only here today to pick it up.
Liquor and wineware. I see. Let's go.
Where to?
Shigu Antiques.
Maybe if I was more of like a Genshin Impact lore theorist and I like knew all of the Genshin Impact lore, I would know why the antique store was so important. Is it because she's meeting with that girl? Is that why? Meeting with the girl
slow.
there? Oh wait, yeah. Okay, so he promised to get her some alcohol, I think.
Hey, Miss Linlong. Sorry to bother you. We're friends of his.
Yeah,
He's
those
been
the
telling us how
wineware
impressed
set
he
that
is with the
he's-
quality, considering how affordable it was. So we just had to come and take a look for ourselves.
Sure. Which model are you looking for?
We don't really know a whole lot about wineware. Let's just go with Jur-E's choice. Would you be able to show us the one he bought?
Jur-E picked up his set not long ago. As a quality imitation of an antique wineware set, it has the look and feel of a luxury item. Just so you're aware, we don't have many of this model left in stock. And now that Mr. Jur-E has taken one, I'm afraid it may encourage the price to go up a little.
Don't worry, price shouldn't be an issue. I'm sure we can work something out. But I'm just a little hazy on one thing. Did Jur-E's wineware set include wine glasses?
For this set, the wine glasses are sold separately. Minimum purchase is 1 glass, maximum is 4. Mr. Jur-E bought 2.
Okay. Thanks, Linlong. Seems there's a little more to buying wineware than I first thought. We'll have to mull it over.
Well, don't take too long. We could sell out any day now. All right, see you next time.
Huh, good to know the wineware market is
This is turning into a real headache.
really booming.
I'd just like to point out that we have the self-professed Grand Master of Fieldwork here to thank for being wholly incapable of tailing an ordinary civilian without being seen.
It's not like you did any better.
Yeah, you tell him, Wu-Pei.
My specialty is information trading, okay? I don't have the physical agility. What's your excuse?
Fair point.
Yelan, so is the
Oh,
plan failed?
Wu-Pei.
Oh, if we can't figure out where Jerry went, there's not much we can do. But why was he buying liquor at Shinue Kiosk anyway? To celebrate?
No problem, Rita, though I can't guarantee whether or not I'll be here when you get back.
If so, it's no ordinary celebration.
What do you mean?
First of all, Jur-E isn't much of a drinker. On some level, he hates alcohol because of what it did to his father. If he was just looking to celebrate by himself, he wouldn't spend his meager savings on an expensive bottle of alcohol, let alone buy a pair of special wine glasses.
Hey, you know, executive decision. I'm gonna go, like, I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a. We're gonna go to the restroom. This is a lot longer than I anticipated. I'll be back. We're gonna go to the little office room. The Yelan story quest. Yeah. It's Jerry, but I kind of want to call him Jerry. You know. Yeah, I'll be back. You guys can look at this cutscene while I'm gone. Let's go honk shoe. Oh, whoops. Okay. Is it? Has the sleep animation just been looping while I was gone? Like, has it been resetting itself? Or, you know what? Whatever. If it looks weird in the video, I guess I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Let's get back to the story quest. Thank you for welcoming me. I'm glad to be back, I think.
Now, this is a victory feast, held in honor of Jur-E's private sponsor. Whoever this person is clearly enjoys hard liquor and has a very high status, hence the need for expensive-looking wineware. Now, where might we find Fatui who match that description, I wonder?
Fatui officials. Should be either the Snezhnayan Embassy or the Northland Bank.
Have both locations surrounded. Take as many people as you need.
Lady Yelan, is it time for us to make our move? If so, you can count me in.
Get with the program, would you? This is a covert surveillance operation. Jury may be vigilant, but that doesn't mean the same is true for his drinking buddy. In which case, we don't need to change tactics. Just change who we're following.
Great idea! So we just need to find out who Jury bought that liquor for and follow them instead.
But Lady Yelan, if we get caught, this could become a major diplomatic incident.
I'm well aware, but don't you see? Jur-E is gambling everything on this. If we really want to catch him, we're going to have to accept a little risk ourselves. Stick to your orders, and make sure we're covering all other bases too. Anywhere else Jur-E might be going. I want eyes on those locations.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't worry, Lady Yelan. Jur-E may be a slippery character, but we'll keep a close watch on the movements of all Fatui officials.
I'll be waiting for you at the tea house. If I'm guessing correctly, Fatui officials are likely to take action at night. You should go and get ready, then meet me at Yensheng Tea House.
Dang, this is a long request. Fine.
The key here
Squall and
is
fury.
psychology.
Hopefully, we're close to being finished. If not, we're gotta finish the quest.
Perfect timing. Wenyuan just sent word that the Fatui ambassador, Yusupov, just left the embassy alone. He's heading in the direction of Qingshu Pool.
Qingshu Pool? That's the place Jury mentioned in his manifesto.
It looks like that's where they've arranged to meet. Sensible choice, I'll give them that. Qingshu Pool is always crawling with monsters. Most people wouldn't dream of going there. It's one place they won't need to worry about being seen.
Oh no, we gotta go get them!
Let's go. If my hunch is correct, we just might hit the jackpot this time.
All things disclosed, I'm snacking a bit, so see my mouth moving, it's because of that. Raise my blood sugar to keep focus. Lots of focus. We need to finish this quest for the sake of the story. But also because I don't think I'll ever, like, finish the quest otherwise. I think
This
it will
is
be one of those
Qingshu Pool,
things where...
full of ruins, crawling with monsters. Anyone with any sense steers well clear of this place. I've looked into the place before. There's a worker's entrance somewhere around here. Follow me.
Like I was saying, I think it's one of those things where, like, it will just be there until I somehow go to this area and, like, reactivate the quest, or I have to do it to do an event. Where did she point out? Where's this place?
Coming to be!
Place of yours exists.
The wind rises.
No, I meant to press V. The V is the navigation. Focus. Yeah, we gotta focus. Otherwise, I'm gonna get distracted and we'll never do this quest.
There's been some work done on this place in the past, but it's a bit of a labyrinth inside. I can't guarantee we'll be safe once we're underground. The workers left an emergency access route. If we can find it, this will be a much easier journey. Still, be ready to fight at any moment. Any resistance needs to be taken out quickly and quietly. We don't want to attract too much attention.
Don't worry, we're all professionals here. By the way, Yelan, where are your 3 little helpers at?
They have other things to take care of first. We couldn't afford to wait for them, but they'll join us later.
What if the real plot twist is that, we need a water character? Okay, we can just switch out to, they're gonna give us Yelan, actually. They're gonna give us Yelan. I guess I'll switch to Mona
This
just
is
in
how
case
it
they
must
don't
be.
give us Yelan, but normally in these quests they, like, give you the character. So you get, like, a 5th character in your body. Yeah, see? Here she is. You get her as a trial character. So here's the actual... Wow, it took us like what? Like...
Quietly now.
Shadows of
We
fate.
started this quest like
decided by
maybe
destiny.
an hour ago. Kind of wasting Mona's
whence you
ultimate by
came.
not
As I
using an
expected.
ultimate, so I
But
guess
this
I'll
shouldn't be
use
too
it
much
to
trouble.
make it worth it. But yeah, like what, like an hour into this quest and now we're finally doing some fighting? Oof. That's why I don't have time for Genshin.
You guys see that? That's gotta be the Fatui ambassador here to meet Ji. Looks like he went through that door. That must be the emergency access route, right? Come on, let's hurry.
This is the construction workers' emergency access route, but it's closed tight. Trying to break through would be risky. Let's see if we can find another way.
I like when it points out stuff you have to do. I have to think less. I appreciate it a lot. Oh, what
I
is
ride
this?
on wind and cloud
What is
alike.
this thing? I've never seen this.
Live!
Maybe we have seen it, but whatever it is, it's been a minute since we've seen something
Witness
like
my
this.
great undertaking.
Delve into destiny.
Swift and merciful.
I got my numbers all mixed up.
Nothing worth mentioning.
Yeah, I have my numbers all mixed up.
Squall and fury.
I was trying to switch to Mona. Oops. My finger's just in the wrong position. That's okay, though. Number 2? Is it only the 2 that we... We'll see. Yeah, I guess it's only the 2.
The water's gone down. Hey, look! Is that another way through?
I don't understand why we just don't go the way he went, but sure, whatever. Like, I know we don't go that way because it was, like, blocked or whatever. Like, the gate slammed down, but it's also like, you would think this mechanism, you know, activates that gate. Actually, wait. Is there something down there? Why would this open if it's... Okay, whatever. What's this? What's going on here? What's with this? I don't know. I'm not gonna question it.
Behold.
I also didn't bring a healer, but we should be fine. It's kind of bothering me that they're not like full HP, but I don't really want to eat food right now. I'm just gonna try to ignore it. Got 2 more of these things. Gotta find them. I did not jump. Am I trapped in here? No, I'm not. Okay, thank God. I'm gonna drown in a pool.
Burst forth.
forth my blade.
This is really
Shadows of
impacting my
fate.
focus. Over here. Nothing. I cannot move it from that side. Okay, thanks for letting me know, I guess. This is something we talked about. Giant food and Genshin Impact. Thing's huge.
Live! Delved into destiny, written in the stars.
I guess we can show off. Let me press the number
Game's up.
5.
Fun's
Yelan's
over.
ultimate. Gets this dice that makes things hit the thing that you're hitting. Very poetic. Very poetic. Oh my God. I don't know if we can come back that way, so let's just do that. Now we can. Very intuitive gameplay. Oh, hey look, another chest. What do you mean blocked by rocks? What are you talking about? Can I just go back the way I came from? Like, can I just walk back there? Okay, yeah, I guess the answer was just don't go out that way, I don't know.
The wind rises.
Okay. One, and there's...
The water's flowed into the groove, and now the statues have lit up. Okay, now we should be able to move the statues.
Quit following me. Huh.
So, like... I think it's kind of interesting that the one over... Let's switch to Yelan. So the one right there, right? It spilled water into this little pool. I find it surprising that, like, the mechanism is very accurate and it only spilled enough water to fill up, like, only the pool. But I don't see, like, anything that reasonably connects the two areas. Just thought that was, like, an interesting little thing. Maybe that's just me. I think I'm easily amused.
The door is open. Let's go.
And again, like, he went through this door, but now we're going, like, elsewhere. So, whatever. Like,
We should be nearly at the bottom now. Let's wrap this up.
magic. Yeah, whatever. Magic. Sure. Whatever
One
makes
with my blade.
Yo happy.
Come into being. Feel this ancient power. Spirit blade. Attack.
Shadows of fate.
Ha! Burst forth. Yeah! A touch of frost. Moment of birth.
This thing is a lot tankier
From
than
whence
I
you
remember
came.
it being.
Let me scry.
Maybe I'm just bad.
Come into being.
No. not me. I don't know. I just want to finish the Yelan story quest.
Quit following me.
Whoops. I pressed albedo. I meant to do the run. Didn't do the full run because I don't know where we're going. Okay. Well, we're finally progressing.
I can tell from the aroma that this is very fine liquor indeed. I'm impressed. Come on, bottoms up. After you, of course.
Oh, sorry. That went down the wrong way. I've never drunk anything this strong before. It'll take me some getting used to.
You'll get there. If you want to stay friends with us, you have to drink with us.
I'll do my best.
Oh, peer pressure. They're evil people. Never hang out with people who will, maliciously peer pressure you. Life lessons taught by Genshin Impact.
You're more of a lightweight than I thought. Already struggling after one glass? I thought you were made of sterner stuff. You certainly kept it together when you were poisoning your teacher's soup.
Oh my god. They were poisoning Uncle Tian this whole time? They're monsters.
Come on, another round. Less talking, more drinking.
That's so evil. Wait, pause. Pause right now. Like, he literally considers you family and you're poisoning him? Like, this is... Oh, I did not expect this turn of all things. I thought it would be something like, oh, well, I was poor my whole life and I want these treasures to be rich. Like a Scooby-Doo villain or something. Oh, this is so malicious. Oh my god.
Sure. You didn't leave me much of a choice, though, did you? Just the mention of poisoning sends shivers down my spine. I'm more timid than you realize. Every time I poisoned him, I had to hide away at home for a few days because I was so scared of getting caught.
Look, I know it has not been easy for you, my friend. We appreciate all your hard work. But I have to say, you really are quite a genius at poisoning people.
You're driving down the road and you see a kid and an old man suddenly cross, seeing no other way. What do you hit? I've told you before, I hit the brakes. We're having a serious moment right now, Mio. Someone's been being poisoned, okay? I don't have time to think about the morality of others. Uncle Tian's going to die. We need an anti-venom. We need an antidote.
I mean, the poison we brought from Snezhnaya is as strong as this wine, but you found a way to turn it into an imperceptible, slow-acting poison and came up with the idea of delivering it through fish soup.
I will say, as someone who has eaten fish soup before, it would be really hard to taste the poison in fish soup, unless it was a really light broth soup, but I'd imagine he's probably spicing it up. Yeah, we're getting very serious. Someone's being poisoned, and we're about to, Is clam chowder a fish soup? I guess that would depend on whether or not people consider, like, fish soup, like, clams to be fish. And then a step from that, if people consider chowder to be a soup. Because some people might classify it, like, separately. But for the most part, I guess there are some ways you can consider it a fish soup. Assuming that the taxonomy of a clam is classified under fish in some way, either through like Fish and Game or through like trade regulation for food. Yeah, very important questions. Anyways.
What was it you said? Oh, yeah. You said the soup's fishy flavor neutralizes the pungency of the poison, and this process even makes the soup tastier as a result. How did you think of
It
that?
makes the soup. Wait a second, wait. It makes the poison makes the soup taste better. I'm sorry, this is supposed to be serious. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm dying. Something about the detail of the poison making the soup taste better. It's like after the whole day of, the whole quest of being pretty mundane, we get like a super serious reveal that he's been poisoning this man. The Russian guy's like, yeah, it's a pretty genius plan. It even made the soup taste better. I'm gonna need a minute. I'm gonna need a minute. Is antifreeze actually taste good? Anyone ever actually eat gum? You made it. Hello, AJ. Give me a minute. Give me a hot minute. We're doing Yelan's story quest, and it's been pretty. I was kind of out of it because it was a little bit starting to get really boring and go on a little long. Thank you for the follow, AJ. And then it got super serious. Literally just half a second ago, the bomb got dropped that this character we've been tailing the whole time, who is in a race for a political position, has been poisoning the man who currently holds that political position. Super serious. And then the guy he's working with goes like, yeah, you had this genius idea of putting the poison in the soup. Not only does the soup, like, the fishy taste of the soup neutralize the poison, the poison even makes the soup taste better, and I'm just trying to... I don't know why. It's not even that funny. Like, I think I'm just... Maybe I've hit that, like, period of exhaustion when I think everything's funny for no reason, but it just got me. I think just the juxtaposition of, like, the narrative beat going from, like, mundane to serious, and then out of nowhere this guy's like, yeah, that poison made the soup taste even better. Like, what? How did you know the poison made the soup taste better? Did you take the poison? Like, like, I know the uncle said the soup did taste better, but, like, Jesus. Like, why include that detail in this conversation? I digress. I think explaining the joke has calmed me down a bit. Welcome AJ. Thank you again for the follow. We're gonna... oh my god, we're gonna finish the rest of this story quest. Holy... Let me drink some water. Oh, my shoes. It's been a wild day. It's been a wild day on the stream.
It struck me one day when I was fishing. I'm lucky it did. Otherwise, I'm not sure I would have been able to fool Uncle Tien.
Okay, pause. Is he talking about, like... I know he's talking about putting the poison into the soup, but I don't know why. Because I was so focused on it making the soup better, my brain instantly went to, like, the other guy saying, yeah, it made the soup taste better. He's like, yeah, I don't know. This guy's like, one day I was just fishing, and I'm like, if I put this poison in the fish soup, it's gonna taste better. I'm gonna power through this. We're gonna power through this for stay friends. I'm gonna keep my composure. I'm sure they won't mention the taste of the poison from this point forward. I'm just... oh.
You have performed excellently. The Fatui will continue to provide the support you need to consolidate your position as Tien Shu. Of course, this is as long as you continue to do as we instruct.
Also, side note, if you're not too familiar with Genshin, AJ, sometimes they have, like, story quests for some of the characters, so we're doing one of those quests right now. This doesn't really happen in the normal base game, but it's still technically in the base game because you can do it. It's like an optional thing. Though I will say sometimes they want you to do the story quest to progress the main story, so I guess maybe in the grand scheme of things, it's not optional. That aside, let's get back to little Agatha Christie here and whatever she's got going on.
Aside from Qingshu Pool, we also have some other requests for you, which we will inform you of in due course.
Don't worry. Whatever tasks you have for me, I will perform them diligently.
Did you hear that? It was poison! That's why Uncle Tian hasn't been feeling well recently. It's all Jurye's doing.
Also, pause. I think it's gonna be some kind of thing where, like, oh, I was actually the good guy all along. I lied to the Fatui about poisoning Uncle Tian, and Uncle Tian has been pretending to be sick. He's just been getting old. That's my prediction. That, oh, he's a good guy after all. And he's like, and I knew it was gonna affect my public image and take me out of the election, but Uncle Tian's like father to me, so I had to do it. And that's the plot of this story, probably.
What a nasty guy! Seize him!
Hold on. Did you bring a camera?
Yeah, we always have a camera.
If not, you can use mine. This is quite a scene. We have to capture it for posterity.
Excellent liquor. We've, seen no progress on the diplomatic front, and everyone has been eyeing up the treasure of Qingshu Pool. It's been a real headache for me.
Yeah, maybe it is the Willy Wonka strategy. Who knows? Crazy.
But soon, everything will be taken care of, and I can report back on a successful mission. Thank you, Juryi. I remember when I first saw you. I knew right away that you would make a good partner for us. Hey, do you still remember what I said to you?
How could I forget? You said a lowly commoner like me could never be seen as a serious candidate for the Tianshu, no matter how hard I work. The only way is for you to shine bright in the Tianshu's darkest moment. I think you were absolutely right.
Yes. Under normal circumstances, the gap between you and other people could only ever grow wider over time. Just look at your two competitors. Qianwei had wealth. Mingbo had reputation. But you had nothing. You were just another nobody.
To tack on to my prediction, by the way, on the ending of how the story quest will end, I'm a little bit saddened that it's probably gonna turn out that he was the good guy all along, because otherwise, I think this is like a very poignant, like, commentary on, like, the state of general politics, and about, like, having, like, having status and, like, power and how that equates to affecting, like, modern politics, and, it could be, like, I feel like it could be a deeper discussion on, like, just bringing to light those kinds of stories, not necessarily vilifying, like, people of lower class, but just, like, just, like, presenting that kind of story out to the populace, but it's probably not gonna turn out like this, because he's probably gonna be the good guy working from the shadows or whatever,
And that's why I decided to help you. There's an old saying in the Fatui, give a starving dog a bone, and it'll guard your home for the rest of its life.
Like, it seems so obvious, especially, like, look, he's looking down right now, like, I will be actually surprised if he turns out to be the villain and they take him away. I will be flabbergasted.
Yes, I cannot thank you enough for your generous support.
The best thing about you is that you do as you're told without complaining. Hey, keep up the good work, and I can assure you, you'll never have to worry about Mora again. Heck, when you're not in the company of the Fatui, you'll be able to throw your weight around as much as you want. How about that?
Uncle Gao said that Jur-E has low self-esteem. Seems he was right. He was worried that whatever advantage he might have now will diminish over time, so the Fatui persuaded him that he should act while he can. Do you have any more film in the camera? Then get ready to use it. Tonight's grand finale should be coming up any minute now. How well this goes for us depends on how Jur-E plays his hand.
Ooh, is there any more alcohol? Go on. Fill me up. I'm in a good mood today, and I'm gonna drink my fill. Make sure to get me home safely afterward.
And then he gets him drunk, and then he turns him in,
There's
right?
only a little left.
Yeah, he turns him in,
Here,
and he's like, yeah,
I'll
this
fill
guy's
your
a bad
glass.
person.
If you like it, I can bring you some more next time.
Whoa, this is the good stuff. It is great.
The way this guy talks, though.
Huh? What the?
That, or maybe he's drugging this guy, or he's poisoning this guy too. He's gonna poison everyone so that they can't trace it back to him. Oh, I hope it turns out like that. I hope he's super evil. I hope he poisons everyone and tries to get away with it. That would be wonderful, instead of the whole, like, I was the good guy all along.
You seem surprised, Mr. Yusupov.
You... How could you?
How could I not? I've sacrificed years of my life studying and reflecting to prepare myself for this position. And in the end, I even had to poison my own teacher. You really think I'd put myself through all that just to become your little puppet? I don't want to bow down to anyone ever again. And that includes you.
You imbecile. It's the Fatui who got you to where you are. Do you understand? If I disappear with no explanation, the embassy will come after you. They'll get to the bottom of this. Mark my words.
Also, another pause. Okay, Usopp here got real, like... He got real authoritative real fast. Like, I don't remember him sounding this gruff. He just sounded like a buffoon.
Do you see the haystack in the corner? Underneath it is a pile of explosives. And next door in the dark room are the 3 undercover agents you sent to infiltrate the Black Cliff Forge. I'm gonna stay here till I see you slip into unconsciousness. Then I'm gonna set this on fire. Once the flames burn through the hay, they'll ignite the explosives. The ruins will collapse, and everything will be buried.
What do you hope to?
I took the liberty of leaving some evidence of your contact with the undercover agents at the Black Cliff Forge. It won't take long for people to join the dots. 2 missing person cases will become one as the truth gradually reveals itself.
Oh yes, the best kind of Scooby-Doo villain.
The Fatui planted undercover agents in the Black Cliff Forge to steal their signature ruin-grade explosives. Their plan was to blow through the solid floor tiles in the dead of night and seize the treasure of Qingshu Pool. But things didn't quite go to plan. Mistakes were made that led to the accidental deaths of the entire crew. Faced with the overwhelming evidence, the embassy won't investigate this any further. In fact, they'll be only too happy to blame it all on a rogue operation by you.
Yes, yes, embrace the evil. Yes, thank God he's so evil. I was about to be so disappointed. This is very satisfying. I hope he continues to stay evil. Don't flip a coin on me and be like, I was actually good. Otherwise, I'm gonna be real disappointed. I'll be so disappointed.
It explains why you acted alone, while exonerating the rest of the embassy of any liability. Of course, none of that will have anything to do with me. When all of this comes to my attention, I'm afraid I'll have no choice but to cancel the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan immediately. I guess then, I'll be Tianshu in my own right, with a clean record and well out of the Fatui's reach.
Jerry, do you really think you're gonna get away with this? After I die, they'll come looking, and they'll get to the bottom of this.
A record? Oh, you must mean the one in the hands of your second-in-command,
What? How do you...
Because when you contacted me, I also made contact with your associates. I have Theophan to thank for providing me with the poison I used on you today. He'll help me tie up all the loose ends. After all, your untimely demise comes with a few perks for him. He has been eyeing your position for a long time now.
That traitor! Jerry, you...
Oh, Jerry is so evil. This is wonderful.
Shh. Relax. It's over. After tonight, everyone gets what they want. And anyone else in the know is either my accomplice or about to be taken out of the picture. Sweet dreams, Mr. Yusupov.
Oh, thank goodness we're about to wrap this whole thing up. Thank God. Oof.
I did a little surveying on the way here and found that you'd left yourself 3 escape routes in case things went south. I have them all surrounded. If you're thinking of trying anything, save yourself the effort. The game's up. We were here the whole time and have pictures of everything. They came out pretty nicely. Want to see them?
The game's up? Forgive me, I'm not quite sure what you're referring to, Miss Yelan. I happened to discover a Fatui operation here, so I approached them on the pretext of joining forces and eventually brought them down from within. If it pleases you, Miss Yelan, I'd be only too happy to have you join me in investigating this matter.
This is how you want to play it, huh? Fine. You do you. All we need to do to convict you is establish that the poison in his system is the same as in Uncle Tien's. Nothing else you wanted to add? Let's leave it there then. Time to go.
Okay, wait, pause. I don't think he's stupid enough to have it be the same poison, but sure, like, let's suspend disbelief, you know? Let's suspend disbelief it's the same poison. I don't think he's stupid enough to have it be the same poison. Hello, Flokia. You know, that's a good idea. Let's drink some water.
One wrong move and it all comes crashing down. I should have been more careful. You followed him here, didn't you? I was so focused on keeping myself out of sight, I forgot he was a potential liability. Let's talk about this, Yelan. I gave you my word that I would live up to the Tianshu name, and that much I can still guarantee.
Your point being?
When I take office, I can guarantee that I will act in your best interests. In fact, all of you here tonight can expect very generous treatment in the future.
Oh, and he's still trying to bribe them. Evil down to the last tick. Wonderful.
I don't deny that I used underhanded methods to get here. But given my lowly origins, what other choice did I have?
You still don't get it, do you? Even now. What do you think? Exactly. Jur-E, clever people can always come up with a good excuse. But while you might be able to get other people to believe you, you'll never be able to deceive yourself. There's nothing wrong with wanting to win other people's respect, but when has Uncle Tien ever looked down on you?
True. What did Uncle Tien ever do to you? He fed you. He fed you food.
He was like a teacher and a father to you, but you chose to repay that by poisoning him. Whatever positive goal you may have started out with, you threw it away in that moment.
That's enough.
Of course. What makes this even crueler is that you managed to convince yourself there was no other way. Uncle Tien was always going to give you this opportunity, even if you'd done nothing at all.
We're hitting him with the persona thing right now. The psychological warfare.
Out of everyone in the world, he is the one who trusts you the most. So much that he drank your fish soup without doubting you, not for 1 second.
That's enough. That's enough.
Take him away,
Life is
Bob.
like fishing. It cannot be rushed. Whatever you do, impatience will accomplish nothing. I was just like you once, desperate to prove myself. Only later did I realize things do not always turn out the way you plan, but you have to keep calm to carry on. You're still young. Be patient, believe in yourself, and don't look outside yourself to prove your value. Where's Jury these days? It's been a long time since he last paid me a visit.
Maybe he's just busy.
Well, next time, if he doesn't bring a pot of piping hot fish soup, don't let him in.
Whatever you were thinking about, you'll have plenty of time to mull it over in prison. Oh, I almost forgot. If the Fatui find out what happened today, prison might not turn out to be the safest place for you. Trying to have friends on both sides, it has a way of turning everyone against you. But right now, I have an opportunity for you.
Huh?
Sorry, things are about to get extremely busy for me. Let's meet at Yenshang Tea House tomorrow morning. I'll have someone remove the explosives. Then, there's someone I have to go and see.
Need our help with that?
No, it could be dangerous. You should leave this one to the professionals. Don't worry. As long as they're willing to cooperate, this'll be a straightforward deal. Get some rest. See you tomorrow.
Let's look at this table real quick. Oh, I was about to leave. I was about to leave without doing the chest. Like, I totally forgot that they give you a chest at the end of these things. I was like, oh, let's look around and look at stuff. Good thing we didn't leave right away. Okay, well, we looked at the table. Now we can leave. Jeez, this was a really long story. But the production value was pretty good, though. We had that whole thing at the end. Whole thing at the end. We gotta speed up time. Oh, thank God, we don't have to do the full 2-day thing. Oof. Wonderful. This is a common Genshin Impact thing, by the way. You have to change the time. Yeah, we're almost done with the quest. As we're winding down towards the end of the quest. Thank you all, by the way, for joining me for Variety Day. Genshin Impact looks kind of crazy right now because I had to turn down all the settings.
There is now no poison left in his system, but recovery from the damage already done will not happen overnight.
It's your boy. It's your boy. It's Baishu. Show me the snake.
Dr. Baishu, is my father going to be...
You needn't worry too much. Keep taking the prescribed medicine every day, and a full recovery will take at most 2 to 3 years. It's good we caught it in time. A few days later, and the toxin would have built up in the internal organs. At that point, things would have been much more serious.
How did they successfully secure such a seldom-seen poison? It seems the Fatui are extremely resourceful.
Let's go! It's the snake! Let's go! Look, this is what we're emotionally invested in. This is what we're rolling for. We're rolling for that. We're rolling for Changshin.
Unfortunately for them, they were up against us.
Uncle Tien will be heading off now. Remember to get plenty of rest and avoid overexerting yourself while you're recovering.
Don't worry, I will. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm gonna just kind of ignore his voice though. We're in it for the snake. Already locked in, emotionally invested. Snake.
Ah, you're here too? Thank you for all you've done to resolve this situation. And I'll have to make some tea in a moment. You simply have to try it. Yes, the exhaustion seems to have gone, and my mind is steadily getting clearer again.
Luckily, it looks like choosing the Tianshu's successor is suddenly not such a pressing issue after all.
Hey, Yelan!
My work is mostly wrapped up, so I thought I'd take a minute to check in. The assessment process comes to an end here, Uncle Tien. In my opinion, Zhi is not suitable for the position, but Qianwei and Mingbo both have potential.
You have my gratitude. People can change their loyalties easily. I've always known this. But whenever it happens, it's still a dismal experience.
Is it just Paimon, or is Uncle Tien not that surprised?
Don't underestimate Uncle Tien. He wouldn't have appointed me as assessment officer if he hadn't had his doubts about Zhi. Normally, the Yue High Pavilion would be responsible for assessing the candidates. Isn't that right, Uncle Tien?
Yes, to be quite honest, I wanted to trust him unreservedly. But I have to be responsible with the position of Tianshu. When I first met Zhi,
The cat.
I wondered if he had approached me with a hidden agenda. So I secretly investigated him. I concluded that he had no ulterior motives whatsoever. He just saw me as an ordinary fishing friend. In the end, even he changed. I never had any plans to recommend him directly, but I always intended to give him the chance to compete on a level playing field. Family background and fame mean everything to many people, but I don't attach great importance to them.
Oh, Uncle Tien's such a nice guy.
I had no reputation to speak of when I first became Tianshu. I relied on Ganyu's assistance for all manner of things. What I really admired about Zhi was his intelligence and resilience.
I have to admit, he's a smart guy and very cautious. The intel suggests that the Fatui saw him as very low risk, but Zhi was still extremely careful with the poisoning. He chose that specific liquor from Xinyue Kiosk because the fiery flavor would mask the bitterness of the poison, and he chose to wait until the Fatui official was drunk and had his guard down before delivering it to him. He also installed a secret compartment in the wine pot he bought to hold the poison. As the amount of liquor went down, he'd shake the pot to release the poison from the compartment into the liquor. Afterwards, we also found he had an antidote on him. Had the Fatui official grown suspicious, Zhi would have drunk the poisoned wine himself and then found an opportunity to take the antidote shortly afterwards.
Oh, that's very thorough. To be expected.
But that's still really dangerous.
Yes, had he drunk the poisonous wine, he still would have faced serious health consequences despite taking the antidote. He didn't hesitate to put himself in harm's way to achieve his goal.
Well, that's very evil of him.
How
Very
is
on camera.
Zhi now?
Well, I mean, he is sitting in a jail cell. Like Yanfei says, everyone who breaks the law has to pay the price. Still, he's cooperating. He didn't turn down my offer to strike a deal. I'll make sure there are plenty of guards around to keep him safe from anything the Fatui might be planning.
A deal? Does this have to do with what you said to him when you were...
Yes, Zhi's not the one I'm interested in. If he was as far as this went, I'd have handed the case off to my subordinates as soon as I realized. But once the Fatui became involved, things got a whole lot more interesting. I thought I might have the chance to catch a big fish.
Well, did you?
Almost. Unfortunately, it slipped off the hook at the last second.
Uncle Tian, Yelan, what are you talking about? Paimon does.
Jur-E colluded with the Fatui to try and secure the position of Tianshu. Or, to put it the other way around, the Fatui made an attempt to interfere in the Tianshu selection process. With Yusupov in our hands and a statement from Jur-E, we could afford to continue with a diplomatic offensive. Also, we'd be able to gain control of Theophan, Yusupov's second-in-command. Then we'd have a pawn in the ranks of the Fatui. Pawns like this can be major assets. They open up all sorts of new options. Why else did you think I was investing so much time and effort into this case?
So, okay, well.
We got halfway. The first part went off without a hitch, and we passed all the information on to Lady Ningguang. But when we tried to make contact with Theophan, he was gone, along with all the evidence.
The Fatui must be spying on us. Otherwise, they'd never been able to respond so quickly.
I found out from other sources that the Harbinger Regrator got involved. The Fatui's main forces aren't concentrated here. Regrator was only treating this as a peripheral concern. It's a pity that Theophan got away. But knowing which Harbingers are still looking at Liyue is something.
I have to ask, Yelan. Do you have any desire to take over the position of Tianshu yourself? I remember you showed some interest a few days ago at Yenshang Tea House. In my estimation, you are more than competent.
Oh, that. I was obviously joking. I prefer my current life. There's danger and there's excitement. Although it'd still be a behind-the-scenes role, as Tianshu, I wouldn't have the chance to get involved in anything truly clandestine or face any real danger. All right, I'm done here. Time for me to go. I'm heading off again in a few days, and I still have to prepare.
Where are you off to this time?
As you might have guessed, it's for me to know and you to find out.
Look at him hold his face.
But I'm sure if you keep going as you are, getting yourselves involved in other people's business all the time, you're sure to get caught up in another misadventure before too long. Maybe I'll see you the next time danger beckons. Until then, keep your wits about you. A lot of people are watching you for a lot of reasons. If you have any more questions, just ask Uncle Tian. After the recent turn of events, I'd say he owes you one, wouldn't you?
Oh, we did it, we did it. We finished Yelan's quest. Oh my god, that took so long. Oh, this is why I don't do Genshin Impact.
What would you like to know? Something I've said to Juri. Juri and Ambassador Yusupov each saw each other as scheming as an endless endeavor. If you can't cope, everyone has self-interest.
Sorry,
but
not
you
fun.
cannot let it be your master. What would you like to know?
Well, thank you everybody for stopping.
I first met Yelan when she was very young. An old friend of mine once privately commented
I'm
to
sorry
me
for
that,
the misadvertisement about art.
something of an exaggeration.
I thought we were gonna
in
do art. I'm like, oh, we're gonna finish the Genshin Impact
What would
thing.
you
We're
like to
gonna do
know?
art. This
Regrator is the ninth of the Fatui
a lot
Harbinger.
longer
However,
than
his
I will say
beyond
it was
that,
very entertaining.
I
though.
don't have.
I'm really glad he turned out
What
evil,
would
and I'm
you like
glad
to
that
know?
Uncle Tian's still alive.
As Yelan says,
You know, you got him
now
an
that I'm
antidote.
during this time, I plan to grab.
They
that
kept
reminds
me
me.
guessing. They kept me guessing.
Chen
I'll
Wei and-
give them that. Yes.
What would you like to know?
I have no
Thanks
more.
to you and Yelan, everything turned out
Thank you for the
okay
follow,
this time.
Yaki and AJ. And it's good to see all of you again, my regulars, and anybody who stopped by earlier, just hang out and say hello. Appreciate seeing you again, you know, Rika, Telgor, Tosi, Mino. It's good to see you too, Icon, Donnell, and Momo. Say hello to DJ Sika for me. Loki, it's always nice to see you. You're still here, Roinky. I appreciate you stopping by. It was also good to see Rob, Ventus. I forgot your name. I'm
You
not
can
trying
always
to forget
find me
you.
at the
The
wharf
brain
if there's
activity is
ever
just
something
really
else
low.
you'd like to discuss in
Yes,
the future.
good night to all. And take care to those of you in other time zones. You know, have a nice rest of your day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Thank you for joining me for some Genshin Impact today. Ideally, we should be back Friday with some Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. That's all, folks. $1.